What up, what up, what up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. We West Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
Coach
Yeah. Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop until
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Got to get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap. Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB show.
What up, what up, what up? The real Coach JB here. We are at Talk That Talk Tuesday right here on YouTube, IG Live this morning. Since TikTok banned me going live, you know how they do. IG will probably do next. But listen, it is what it is. The realest cat on Planet ERF is here in the building, and we got a loaded lineup today. We got Derek Anderson, former NFL QB, joining us in the first hour. Talk about Russell Wilson leaving Denver, taking an $85 million cap hit. We're going to break that down right here in the first hour. Plus, Dr. Jesse Morse is going to slide through, talk about Joe Burrow's hand, plus some other NFL injury updates, and even some Major League Baseball and basketball injury updates as Dr. Jesse Morse on top of all things injuries. We're going to dive into that. And then Steve Kim taps in at 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 Eastern. And we're going to talk some Haney, Garcia, and Sean MMA. Garcia's got issues going on right now with a bunch of different people. And he looks like a social media keyboard coward. And we're going to dive into this whole social media tough guy act. We're going to dive into it with Garcia and some boxing with Steve Kim. But first of all, it is Russell Weirdo, we like to call him on the show, but Russell Wilson could be a Raider. Imagine that. Could be a Raider. Let's ride. You imagine that? Let's ride shit in Vegas. We're going to dive into it. This guy, here's my daily morning start of this show right out the gate. Russell Wilson, who I once regarded as a top 5 NFL QB in the league at his height, right? At his height. Dynamic, deep ball thrower, one of the best deep ball throwers, not only of this generation, but of all time, contrary to all your belief. He's one of the best deep ball throwers in the history of football. You can talk to any former Hall of Famer. You can talk to guys that are on this show who played in the NFL, like Eric Weddle. They'll tell you, he threw the deep ball as well as anyone. He was an athletic guy who made plays with his feet, but used his arm to win a Super Bowl. His cringe behavior created a narrative that he couldn't play anymore by social media, by mainstream media. His weird antics and takes allowed people to say he wasn't any good. And everyone shitted on him. I thought he was good last year. He had better stats than half the league, and I thought he was only going to get better. And this was year one under Sean Payton. So you saw from what he did with Nathaniel Hackett to Sean Payton, and he's night and day. We now have to see what's in store for this ailing, once upon a time superstar quarterback with superstar wife and all this fame and fortune that he's come across. what is in store for Russell Wilson. Because, listen, he will have made over $300 million when it's all said and done playing this game of football. Y'all can call him a failure if you want. I don't know anyone that's made $300 million who I'd call a failure in life. I'll tell you that much. But that's why we do the realest show on planet Earth. And without further adu, my main man, my co-host, esteemed Ball State legend, Far East Sider, Naptowns, 317, AR5 goggle wearing, LeBron James, hairline having, Lamar Jackson defending, Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty. Welcome, man.
Ooh, I need a haircut. Because them boys in the hood are always hard. Talking that trash will pull your... Knowing nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit. That's before your time in the chat.
You don't know nothing about it. You don't know nothing about it.
I'm a history buff.
You can recite it, but you don't know nothing about it.
I'm a history buff. Come on now.
Hey, Smitty, we got back-to-back guests. We got Derek Anderson, former NFL quarterback. He's gonna come right out the gate in about 20 minutes, talk about Russell Wilson.
You sound a little nervous, a little bit, like it's too many guests. You can't handle it. You can't manage it. Is that what you're saying?
But we also got some new news that we're gonna break right after the quote of the day, BetOnline ad read. Let's get into the quote of the day, and then we'll break news. Instagram. What up, man? The real Coach AB here for the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's BetOnline. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to BetOnline today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Peace. All right, Smitty, we got some other news though. We're transitioning into evolving into this, making this a big time show. Hopefully, we get in studio soon. But what up? The real Coach AB here with my famous everything. Fucked up, hairline having, AR5 defending, Ball State legend, Big Smitty, my self-esteemed co-host. We got news to make. And the news is, Smitty, we got phone calls.
You know what that means? I mean, you can hit a special number and you can call us in. Call in right now. You can talk and answer. We can answer your questions. JB might answer your questions. Special guest might answer your questions. Jabrown, who knows? But you're able to call in and get your questions answered live here on the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty.
At 213-721-5528. You can call that number and tap in live with us every single day on the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. To talk to special guests, though, you may have to break some bread. But to talk to me and Smitty and I, it's 213-721-5528. Call us now. Peace.
Hello? Eddie. Dak is not like that, bro. The Cowboys will never win during your life. Eddie, man, I'll call you back. Eddie, call me already, JB. What's going on? Damn, Eddie Manyweather talking about damn Dak Prescott.
Man, who's going to be the first caller?
The first caller?
Who's going to be the first caller?
Joe Accord.
Damn, you said that without even.
Just Joe Accord. Talking about the damn weather. Yeah, man, it was fucking it was crazy out in Colorado, man. So it was
You gave that shit away too soon, dog. Hold up. What up, what up, what up?
What's the business there, coach?
What up, dog? Who this?
The Big Charles.
Big Charles, what's up, man? You
What's going
calling
on, Charles?
already? We ain't even taking calls, but we wanted to see who the first caller was. What up, man? I appreciate you calling. You on IG or on the show?
I'm on IG.
Okay, what up, brother? What up, man? You got a question?
what's on your mind?
Yes, Lord. What's your thoughts on Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels, man, my buddy raised him out here in Southern California, so I've been able to see him grow up as a youngster. I think he's probably going to be the first or second pick overall. That's what I think. So I think he's the first pick overall. Chicago may pull the plug on him. I don't know. But I think he's the most NFL ready guy right now.
Great minds think alike. I had the same opinion.
Hey, Bet, man, we're going to take another caller. I appreciate you.
Thanks for calling in, my guy. Who's next?
What up, what up, what up? The Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. What up?
Hi, Smitty. This is JUCO, the weatherman.
What's going on, Joe, man? Hey, you was number 2. I thought you was going to be number 1. What's going on, Joe? How you doing?
I dialed it wrong. I dialed it with like too many 8s.
I was going to bet some money on you, too. Thank God I didn't. I was counting on you, Joe. But what's on your mind? Do you have a question for us real quick?
Yes, I do have a question, and it's going to be not a Vikings question. Coach JB, what does Pat Perez think about Liv giving up on the official golf rankings?
Yeah, I know.
And I will take that off the line. First-time caller, long-time listener. Take care, guys.
Peace.
Be safe, everybody.
I'm going to answer that. 1 second. Let me take another one. What up, what up, what up? The Coach JV Show with Big Smitty. The phone ringing out the hook, Big Smitty. What up?
What up, coach?
What up, brother? What's your name?
Big Adrian.
Big Adrian. What up, man? What's your question?
What's up, Adrian?
How you feel about Antonio Pierce when he was on that interview with Max Crosby explaining the Mahomes rules?
Man, I was in Vegas when it happened. I love it. I love it. Shit, that's a Raider. That's what a Raider should say. Even though Antonio wasn't a Raider per se, growing up in Compton, rocking one of these Boys in the Hood shirts I'm rocking today, he's a Raider. And I think that's what it is. Mahomes begs for flags. That's what he does. Shit, that's what he does. He wants every flag his way, and that's what it is. So maybe you got to put it in him. Listen, the Raiders beat a healthy Chiefs team towards the end of the season. Antonio probably thinks he can beat them every year now. So we'll see. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. What up? Coach JB Show with Big Smitty.
So we'll see. What up?
What up? Who this?
It's Clay D.
Clay D, what
What's
up?
going on, Clay?
Clay D?
Hey, what up, Big Smitty?
I like it.
Hey,
What's on your mind?
I want to go ahead and say roll motherfucking Tide.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Hey, Coach JB, over, under, Alabama wins 10 games. What you think about it?
Under all day long.
Come on.
Y'all winning 8 games. Y'all going 8-4 this year. Nick Saban is gone. It's going to be a little bit of a transition. Y'all still going to be good, but it won't be Alabama good.
Smitty.
Hey, I appreciate you, dog. We got to take another call.
If you're rolling.
What up? The Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. What up?
Hey, Coach JB, I got a question that you always talk about. So with this college football playoff thing, what makes people think that these guys are going to play 4 extra games for free, bro? I'm thinking, I'm with you. At some point, they're going to start sitting out. That's like they're playing the NFL season now. These guys are not getting paid. What makes us think they're going to play 4 extra games for free? Thank you for having me on, Coach.
Hey, Smitty, go ahead.
Hey, man, that's a good question, man. Like, listen, you know me, I'm player first. I'm all about the money. I'm all about the bread, when it makes sense. And they got to figure it out. This whole NIL situation is insane right now. There's no real legislator. There's no real kind of just a free-for-all. And NCAA has done nothing. Like they're still not having to pay athletes the way they're supposed to be paid. So I don't know what the answer is, man. They got to get this shit figured out. We got another call, though. Get another call.
What up? The Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Who this?
Coach JB, what up, man?
What
This
up?
Cam Brady.
All
This
right.
Cam Brady Rose, man.
What up?
Tom Brady.
What's up, man?
Cam Brady. That's Cam Brady.
I was about to pass out. Okay.
What's up, Smitty? What's up with Smitty? Hey, JB, I got a question, man. When you gonna put capping on Mahomes, man?
It ain't cap if it's true. Shit. Hey, dog. Hey, sometimes you get a winner. Sometimes you got a what's called an anomaly. The motherfucker's a winner. He's winning games, but it doesn't mean, like Smitty say all the time, two things can be true. Shit. He's a winner and hyped up. That's just what it is. A winner and overrated. That's what I think about it. He's the LeBron James of football.
I appreciate you, Coach JB, man.
All right, brother.
Why you steal my laugh at the end?
Hey, Smitty, we got to shut this off some way because this mother.
This shit, hey, I feel like I'm back in the hood, like selling what I'm selling. You know what I mean? I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. I got what you need, man. What you need, man. I got the fruities. I got the. I was a candy dealer. I didn't sell drugs. I was a candy dealer. So I can kind of take me back.
Hey, dog. Ooh, my goodness. We might.
That might be the whole show. Coach JB Show with Big Smitty on the phone. Change the title. I'm going to hit up Joe Becker and put on the phone under Big Smitty on the title. The whole show is taking calls and guests. Calls and guests.
Now we got to figure out the guests. Now we got to figure out how we take them. All right, Smitty. Quote of the day. We ain't even did it yet. We showed the commercial for it. We showed the phone. The phone rang off the hook. I had to shut the phone off. I'm sorry I missed a few of you guys. Shit. I missed a lot.
You gotta tweet the number out. You know what's gonna be crazy? You're gonna have like CJ Stroud gonna just randomly call in one day. Like it's gonna be some funny shit like that.
Quote of the day. The tragedy of life is not death, but what we let die inside of us while we live. The tragedy of life is not death, but what we let die inside of us while we live. That is the true tragedy.
That's the top fiver right there. That's a top 5 all-time quote that you said, JB.
Hey, I try to bring the heat sometimes. Contrary to belief, Big Smitty, sometimes the person you fall for isn't ready to catch you.
Damn, I am pretty heavy.
That's why I don't fall for him. I do the catching. So if I do the catching, then it's on me.
You like to be in control, JB. You a control freak. You don't take none of my ideas for the show, none of my suggestions for the show, none. You like to control everything.
Yeah, I like that. Joe Accord asked a question, though. He called in. He asked about Pat Perez and taking the live out of the world rankings. Listen, they've tried the world ranking thing. They've tried to do it. Greg Norman pulled out. That's what she said today. Pulled out of consideration for world ranking points. And we'll ask Akili that on Thursday. But right now, they don't really care because the money is just enormous. It's an enormous amount of generational wealth. They don't care what anyone thinks. They don't care what anyone says. I wouldn't either. Give me 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 million like they've given Rom and DJ and all these different guys. And you can say whatever the fuck you want to say, Smitty. Smitty, you can call me whatever you want. I don't care.
I feel you.
Poll question.
Oh shit! I'm about to go Instagram live real quick. I don't never go live on my personal. I'm gonna go Instagram live because but the way your face poll question and started just laughing. It's about to be some crazy shit you about to say. Let me go live real quick. Make sure y'all follow Big Smitty on Instagram. Darnell _Smith95. Follow me right now. I'm gonna follow you back, maybe. Go ahead, JB. Go ahead.
All right. Smitty, poll question. It's a sexual question.
Of course.
Would you rather tie someone up or be tied up?
Easy. Tie somebody up. That's not even a conversation. I need to know. I'm as a man.
You like control. You talk about me in control. You ass like control.
Hey, boy, come on now. My biggest fear is some shit going. Like you handcuff me, right? And then some shit go down. Motherfucker break through the boom, bust through the door. Now I'm fucking stuck. She's panicking. She didn't lost the fucking key. She can't untie me in time. Now I'm just a free target. Let me tie you up as the man. I'm the leader. What happened to real men? Let me tie you up and I can do what I got. Yeah, Lucy. Women like to be tied. Yeah, baby girl. Women like being tied up, JB. Put whipped cream all on them. Use a little hot. You know, I don't want to give you all the details. Everybody different. But that's what they like. Start from the neck, go down to the cat. That's what they like.
Smitty was telling on them motherfuckers. He was talking about whipped cream, peanut butter. This motherfucker started going in all he started telling on this motherfucker self. Oh, shit.
What happened?
Look at this motherfucker.
What happened? Shout out to Keith Smith, man. Keith be getting them hoes. Keith be getting them hoes. You didn't know that.
Keith Smith, ain't nobody tying your fat wobble body ass up. You got to be shitting me.
Hey, shout out to Keith. JB, there's somebody for everybody. Just know that.
Hey, IG Live, come on over to YouTube Live before I get suspended because I just got my shit back fully and stuff, so I don't want to get kicked off. Come on over to YouTube Live. You can hit the real
IG. My IG for I don't do this often, but we are live right now on the Coach JB show with Big Smitty, man. Tune in, hit the YouTube link. We live right now, and we taking callers, man. Tune in right now. Shout out to my guy, man. My brother Sean is in the chat, man. Kansas City Chief legend, D lineman. We need to get you on as a guest. Don't be scared.
Hey, Smitty, you might. I want to get you suspended. I'm gonna say something.
Suspended. Please get me suspended. And you gonna owe me some money too. I'm about to get Sean Smith on the show.
All right, Smitty. Derek Anderson is gonna call in here in about 5 minutes. We gotta get some brass tacks here real quick. We got a phone call now. We could take calls. We got poll questions. Cats could drop us super chats and call in, talk to us, talk to our guests. We're about to be fired. We didn't get no shitbirds either. Call it.
Yep. But if they talk to our guests, they got to pay for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah, they got to do that on video too, though. So they got to do that. They got to be members. Members get a pass.
Members only. Yeah, I'll say that. Members. If you're a member, then we'll you know what I mean. Members only. Members only on that.
Isaiah Pace said, "JB, that Bucks take isn't looking so good now because they've won 4 games in a row." God damn, you cats are so goddamn. Where were you at when I made the fucking decision to say that I thought the Bucks were goddamn hype? Where were you at then, Isaiah? Like, it's always funny that the dude comes out after they win 4 games to talk for the first time.
That's true.
They've won 4 games since the All-Star break. Whoopie fucking do. So what? They trail the Celtics by what? 8 games?
But JB, to this person's defense, you know damn well if the tables was flipped, roles were reversed, and the Bucks lost 4 or 5 in a row, you would have came on here and said, I told you the Bucks ain't championship ready. They're not a real deal. We are a daily show, which means we react daily to new information. So if a motherfucker loses,
you know me,
we'll come on here today and be like, oh, they suck, they're bad. And then tomorrow we'll say they're great if they win. That's what we do on a daily show. So to
but Smitty, I don't care enough. You know that. I don't really care enough about the Bucks and the NBA. Like, I wouldn't come on here talking about the Bucks. I told you about the Bucks. What I will tell you about, though, is Dame Lillard bitching and moaning about living in Milwaukee. I will bring that up later because I love Gary Sheffield Jr. He's a friend, personal friend.
I know Gary. I used to work with Gary for a little while at Fox. He was an intern on my show, man.
Was he?
Gary. I know everybody. Like, you ain't see JB be surprised. JB think he the only one that know cats. Like, I've been around the block, man. I'm everywhere in LA.
First of all, he knows me.
Right, same here.
You know him.
Nah, he knows me. I've been at Fox. He joined Fox later after me.
Do you know his daddy?
I know his daddy too. I know everybody.
That's why I know him, because I know his daddy. His daddy used to do shit for me at Compton College. We used to take my entire team up to his house in the Beverly Hills, so up by the Getty Center over there. So stop. Now, Gary and I go back and forth on social media all the time. We disagree all the time. But he said this right here about Dame Lillard, which is off the script right now, but I wanted to bring it up. Could you guys imagine having to make $400,000 a day for a maximum of 48 minutes of work and then having to drive to your 30,000 square foot home and in your Lamborghini and play video games and bitch and moan? And he said, hang in there, brother. Like, like it's super hard. Like, come on,
and this
dog.
is Dame's quote right here. Like,
That's what it is.
Admitting that life in Milwaukee is lonely, he doesn't have much of a life. He said, you go to practice, you go home, he watches boxing, play video games. He said, man, I type in boxing website, fight hype on YouTube 100 times and be praying for something new to be on there. Seriously, I don't have much of a life. Listen, y'all, I get the quote that Gary Sheffield is saying. And of course, this is going to come off as if he's just complaining and crying and don't want to be in boohoo me. But at the same time, the dang on cuss, the dude got asked a question. He got asked a question about life and he's being honest. And now we're mad about how his answer, like his response, like we think because we're not rich, we're not in his position, that we just assume that if you have all this money, that life is just amazing. And you should never complain about nothing at all. You should never be honest about how you actually feel. You better answer every time you answer a question about your life, it should be, my life's amazing. I love everything about it. I'm this, that, and the third. I know a lot of rich people who are lonely and by themselves. And do remember, Dame Lillard he's in the middle of a divorce. I don't think he's with his kids often now. I think his kids might still be back in Portland, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have that verified and validated, but so don't quote me on that. But I don't think his kids is with him on a regular basis, obviously because he's traveling, etc. So he's kind of just by himself. Being a married man, which I am, and going from that lifestyle for a long time, being a family man, then dealing with a divorce, moving from the city you've been at your whole entire career, being in a new city by yourself, you're in Milwaukee, you're trying to figure things out with the team. It can be lonely. He's not saying, like, feel bad for me, feel sorry for me, and cry and boo-hoo and all that. He just saying, yeah, right now I do feel a little lonely, which is fair and validated. JD feels lonely sometimes.
We're going to, your long-ass answer about a big-ass crybaby, we're going to get back to that because we got an Oregonian in the house right now. We're going to ask him about Oregon himself. Portland, Oregon in specific, and Dame Lillard, I would argue, wasn't much better than Milwaukee. So why now is it a big issue? But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. But listen, felt Oregonian himself, legend, Oregon State Beaver, legend, NFL QB legend. Oh, my main man, DA, Derek Anderson. Welcome to the show.
DA's back in the building.
Morning, boys.
Hey, is Oregon really that bad? Why is Dame Lillard so deprived all of a sudden in Milwaukee? I mean, goddamn, Portland, I like Portland, but Portland ain't the greatest fucking city on planet Earth, is it?
Not even close.
But that's what he knows. That's where he's been at. You know what I'm saying? It's like Indiana for me. That's my home. I like people go to Indiana, they think it's shitty. I think it's beautiful. It's all perspective.
Yeah, and I mean, I caught the back end of what you guys were talking about, and I was laughing my ass off the whole time. But I know a little bit more into it than most, but I get where he's at a little bit. Like, he's going through a rough patch in his life. He's in a new team. He's in a new city. It's not great. I mean, I can imagine he probably doesn't have a spread like he has in Portland, and he's going back to a condo, and it's like, golly, like, it's shitty here, and I don't have my people here. Like, what is this shit? So yeah. I kind of get what he's. I don't know Dame. I have a couple close buddies that are really close with him, and they say he's an incredible dude. I just don't see him complaining about money wise, but it's more about his current situation. And I mean, the guy wanted to be in Miami. I mean, be a little pissed off a little bit.
And he's from California. So, like, you got a Northern Cali kid, living in Portland for a while. Now he's in Milwaukee. So he's probably like, shit. But anything's better than Oakland right now. So I don't know.
Portland and Oakland are right, two in each his own. Last time I was up there last summer, I was like, golly, man, this is hard. This is my spot. But my God.
I know what's happening. Hey, so brass tacks here. Russell Wilson, I started the show off. I thought, and I've talked to other guys, and I wanted to get your take. I think he's a top 5 deep ball thrower of all time. And I thought for definite reasons, this generation, I think he's one of the best in this generation, deep ball thrower. In his prime, at his height, I thought he was dynamic, top 5 guy when he was winning a Super Bowl and going to another one. Athletic guy, made plays with his feet, ad-lib, kind of what you see with Mahomes now, but with a bigger, deeper ball throwing ability, in my opinion. But now the cringe behavior I think everyone has of him has made him in public eye or in mainstream media, he's not good anymore. And I thought last year he did a pretty damn good job. He was better than more than 70% of the league statistically. And that was year one under Sean Payton. I thought he'd only get better. The growth we saw from Nathaniel Hackett, which seems to be a nightmare going on everywhere he goes lately. Is Russ done? And where does he go? They took a $85 million cap hit, which has never happened, which is more than I think the last 2 dead cap hits by any franchise combined. Who takes him, and then is he done? Is he going to be a guy that's just a journeyman now?
I mean, I'm with you. I think he played, and had a very good season last year. They sucked as a team, but like statistically, his decision making was good. In my opinion, my opinion on Russ is a little bit different. I feel like his stats are always inflated because he doesn't throw balls away. He doesn't take sacks. I mean, obviously you're not supposed to take sacks, but like he'll hold on to a ball and take a 5-yard sack versus taking an incompletion. So his completion percentage is always going to be in this high 60s to 70s or whatever the hell, I don't think he's done. I mean, I think the guy can still play good football. I just don't think teams, and I think kind of the shtick on him kind of got out, and guys really don't believe what he's saying. Like, I get his over exuberance and his positive energy that he's trying to push, and I think that's what ran him out of Seattle. Was guys were like, all right, enough of the bullshit, dude. Like, he is not who he really is, and I get it. Like, it's hard to lead men, but eventually men are going to figure out if it's phony. And if you're not being truthful with your teammates, or you're not necessarily being truthful, but if it's like a show, if it's not about you being you, guys will see through that in time, and that ruins you in the locker room. And I'm not sure teams really want to jump on board and deal with that, especially with him as a backup. He's not going to go in and be a backup somewhere. You're going to pay him $5 million to sit on the bench. He might be a valuable asset, but you wait until maybe somebody gets hurt and then you bring him in. Okay, here's our guy, and see how it goes. I mean, that's just
so you think he'll get scooped up late in the process, like somebody like a Trubisky or somebody like that, late in the summer. I just don't really see anybody jumping right now. Like, there's a bunch of talented young guys coming out. There's a lot of potential movement. I think there's enough guys to go around. You don't have to deal with the sideshow and all the other BS. And I think teams look at that. Is he a great leader? Yes. Can he organize men? Can he get things going? He's proven that. But all the other things that kind of came out over the last year and a half, 2 years of guys, kind of just saying they've been tired with it. I think GMs and coaches really don't want to deal with that.
Quick question for you, Dia, because you brought up a really good point about teammates, kind of coming out and especially the Seahawks and those legends, man, just kind of got tired of the quote unquote phoniness that he was portraying. My question for you is, obviously you have more insight than me, knowing guys in the locker room. Is it possible that maybe he isn't being phony and this is actually who Russ is? Like, this positive, see things, glass halfway full, and like maybe like, is it possible that this is his actual character and mindset and how he lives his life, and maybe the football people are not used to that type of leader and it's kind of made them feel uncomfortable? Or like, do we really think he's just out there just putting on a whole facade, just 24/7, just being fake? It's hard to believe that, right?
No, I think deep down he's a good human being. Like, I'm not questioning his integrity as a human, but he plays the game a little bit, right? Like, right. He plays into, he knows when the cameras are on. He knows, he's been trained. Like, unfortunately, his coach, the guy that kind of gave him this mindset, the guy that he passed away a few years ago, and that was the guy that kind of molded him into who he is. And I think he was doing the right things, but he just wasn't touching people the right way. Like, in my opinion, when I go to the children's hospital, I don't tell the news that I'm going to the children's hospital. I just go to the children's hospital because it's the right thing to do. Like, I don't need that camera around me. I don't need the camera around me when my thumb's broken and I'm out there yelling plays and acting like an asshole. Like, I can still go through my workout. I don't need the attention, but you kind of get where I'm going with it. Yeah. Those type of things, I think, is what kind of pushes guys away. And Rush has always been good to me. And you know, and he always, hey, how's your family? Da, da, da. And like, I just kind of take it for who he is. Like he doesn't really know my family, but like, he just wants to, you know, be friendly.
Yeah, I call them fake ass good boys. That means they'll say everything right in your face, and then later on you'll find out that they fucking robbed the dorm.
Robbed the dorm. DA, that's such a specific like thing, right? Like, why did that come across your mind, JB? Did you rob a dorm back in the days? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I met those kids like, oh, coach, yes, sir, I want to be there. And then fucking I get a call, he robbed McDonald's that night. And I'm like, you're a fake ass good boy.
Hey, Russell Wilson behind the scenes is a gangster. Like, he's like a fucking he got a flag out the back of his pocket.
You don't even know DA's family. He's like, hey, DA, I love your family, your wife. You don't even know him. And then, you know, it's like, you're a fake ass good boy. You just want to talk. But all right, DA, I got to ask you about your boy. I defended him on the show. I thought, and we had the dude that was supposed to have fought your boy Cam Newton coming on the show, and he reneged and backed out. And I think there's a reason for it. Come to find out, there's more and more coming out of this thing. What have you heard? What do you think about this Cam Newton 7-on-7 fight shit? First of all, I hate the 7-on-7 shit. I can't stand it. I think it's ruining the quarterback position itself in football in totality. But what do you take about Cam and this whole bullshit?
So, I mean, not obviously the competitiveness of what he's in, but I coach a 7 or flag football team. And I deal with it every single weekend, the BS. The refs are high school kids. The parents are idiots. Like, and it goes on and on. Like our game last weekend, these parents are like screaming at my team. And I'm like, guys, just ignore them. Like literally ignore them. And we were losing. Like it's just gone out of, like blown out of proportion. And you know, the kids tapping on kids' heads. Somebody's going to die. It's like they're running, chasing guys down, hitting them in the back of the head after. I've seen so much just gross behavior from players and coaches and families in the whole thing. I mean, ultimately at the end of it, and I think Cam came out and he said he was wrong. Like it shouldn't have done that. He's there for the kids and ultimately I was there when he started this whole thing. And so I listened to him talk about, oh, we got this kid coming up, whoop-de-whoop, this. And I'm like, oh, and come to find out, he's got whatever, 8-9 kids in the NFL that have gone kind of through his program, and it's a pretty cool thing. Now we got to slow the roll. The way I understand it is those coaches used to coach for Cam's organization, and so there was already beef there. And these dudes felt like they were something, and Cam said something to him like, hey, we brought you up. Essentially, that you rode my coattails to get where you're at. And those guys didn't like it, is the way that I understood the whole thing kind of shook out. But I think both sides probably know that they were wrong. But it's hard. Like you got a guy that's, potential Hall of Famer. In my opinion, is a Hall of Famer out there trying to put back into the community, give back to these kids. And you got guys that, I'm not saying they've done nothing, but they've done nothing. Like they're coaching, they maybe played high school football and they're coaching some flag and they're getting in their feelings. And that happens. I see it every week. I got guys that want to beat my team just because I played in the NFL. And I don't go recruit kids. I have the same 9 kids I've had for 3 years, and I just try to get them better every season. So it's like, it's stupid. I don't have an ego about it. Like I try to get the kids better. And the problem is when these coaches start thinking, oh, my team's number one. My team's, it ain't about your team, dude. Like it's about the kids and what happens with them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I do know that the main culprit of the fight, he just people I know he played at Western Kentucky. I don't know how good he was when you look up his numbers. You guys do your own homework, but he did play at Western Kentucky, to give him a little bit more credit than the high school.
Oh yeah, a little Stephen A. Smith. He was averaging a half a tackle. That type of shit.
Like 8 catches in 4 years. I don't know. This is the thing. From what I'm hearing, a buddy of mine called me when it happened. The guy was like, hey, he'll come on your show first. He'll tell you the deal, boom, 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 boom. Then he kind of backed that pedal because he knew, I think, who I was. He figured it out, and he was like, oh, this guy's going to call me out on the bullshit. Because my thing is, like, listen, we always make it a cultural thing. Smitty and I talked about this the other day. And I know Cam's out there talking about, would this ever happen to Peyton Manning and Eli at their camp and all that shit. That's an easy comparison and all that. But Peyton is not – he's a different breed. He's not going to talk that shit like that. He's going to, he's more of a white blue collar fucking. He ain't blue collar like Cam. He's a white collar guy. So like it's a different. I think bringing him up is a different whole other ball game to me. So I don't know if we could compare those two, but I imagine somebody scoop slamming Peyton Manning at a 7-on-7 tournament.
I mean, I just don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously it is a totally different like dynamic, right? Like the where it occurs, what when, how, who is involved. Like you got Cam's brash. Cam says shit that people don't want to hear, and he's just trying to ruffle feathers at times. And most of the time, like I saw in our quarterback room at times, he and Joe Webb would go at it, like, and he would say shit to Joe, and I'm like, man, Joe's gonna punch this motherfucker one of these days. But like you fought like brothers, like you just you just kind of, and then, you say shit back and forth, and like, but the problem is you get into a competitive situation with competitive people, and guys can't process that, no matter what. If it was meant to entice the guy or throw him into a frenzy, but I guarantee he didn't just be like, oh, not a good game. He's like, we waxed that ass, motherfucker, as he walked by.
And I think that's what the kid. I heard the guy that you saw fighting him or whatever, that really wasn't a fight. People don't understand. This kid's like 30 years old. People don't realize there's like a grown man strength that kicks in when you hit about 35, 40. I think they realized who Cam was. Not only is just stature and physicality of him, but like I think he was basically playing with them. Like, listen, I'm not even going to throw a punch, which was great, I thought, for marketing, because I think it didn't hurt him at all. Like, you can't really hurt him.
He's just holding these dudes off with one hand, tossing them. I mean, I think I told you guys before, like he played the Super Bowl at 276 pounds. Like that's a grown ass man. Like
beyond a grown ass.
I mean, I don't know what he. Yeah, like I don't know what he weighs now. He's not probably that big, but like he's still strong as hell. He still works out. Like he's not like me. I haven't worked out in 3 years. I mean, you could probably toss my ass around a little bit, but like that dude is sturdy, and he's got tree trunks like this. His legs are just huge. And
you're a big dude, and you've made those comparisons. Like this guy's just a different. I recruited him out of JUCO. He's just a different. Before he went to JUCO, he's just a different size creature,
right.
Quarterback. Like
right.
different.
You just don't. I mean, you could put him at tight end. You could put him at linebacker. You could put him at D end. You could put him at receiver. Like he's just a big athlete, and you just don't mess with dudes like that. But hopefully they can get past that and get back to why they're there, what they're doing, kind of get back to his program, because he does do an outstanding job with those kids. Some of those kids have no opportunity, and he goes and finds them, gives them opportunity, pays their way, makes sure that they get a chance. And there's been a bunch of kids that have gone through his program and have been successful, and that's what the whole thing's about.
No doubt. Let me ask you one word, Jason Kelce. What's one word that pops up to you about him when he after he just retired?
Legend. I mean, I think I always enjoyed watching him play the game, the way he handled himself, around the game, within the game. His interviews always had funny shit to say. He always had educational things. He's a teacher. Guys like him are the reason why the Eagles go to Super Bowls, why the teams go to Super Bowls. Our center, Ryan Khalil, when I was in Carolina, very comparable athlete to him, great dudes, smart dudes. You have to have a center to be a high-level team in the NFL like those, those type of players. Sad to see him go, because I do enjoy watching him, but I get it. He's got bigger things going, and that body gets beat up, man.
I forgot you got Ryan, man. Another one I recruited, SC kid. He was good as hell too. Before you get out of here, man, Rich Eisen says the Giants are done with Daniel Jones. Apparently, Rich Eisen and the Giants, or he has a major beef with the Giants, but he came out on his show and said the Giants are done with Daniel Jones. Everything coming out of the combine told him so. They just paid the dude $160 million. Can they be done with him? I don't see it.
I mean, you kind of have to ride with him, but I mean, if the ownership's like, oh, we can dump him and go to somebody else, I mean, I guess okay, but I don't see him being done as a player. I still think he's got a lot in there. I think they still have gaps to fill to, help him, to get guys around him. Last year was a tough year. I follow the Giants. Dayball's one of my good buddies. The quarterback coach there, I was with him in Buffalo. I think Daniel Jones has a lot left in the tank. Is it there? Hopefully next year that, they keep him. He can, get going and kind of have a comeback season, and we'll see where he goes. But that's a lot of money just to cut a guy after one season and let him fly.
Hey, yeah, it sounds like you're like me. I like him. I think he's talented as hell. People don't realize he's had no O-line, no wideouts, no help. Smitty can't stand my takes on him. I'm like, dude, he's better than half the league, but he just is on a horrible, horrible roster as far as offensively speaking goes. If Saquon leaves,
half the league. I don't know about that one, but I hear you.
I don't know what Daniel Jones does if Saquon leaves. I'm just telling you, because they have to replace that. I don't know, because it looks like he's on the outs. I don't know. I like Danny Jones. Cutcliffe's a good friend of mine who coached him, speaks volumes. He also coached Peyton Manning. So like this guy is like Daniel Jones is a dude now. And like people don't realize how athletic he is, how fast the dude is. He can do everything that anyone else can do. But if you can't, like, dude, you made a trade to get your boy Smitty as tight end who was supposed to be huge and he's hurt. Like everything that's came through hasn't helped him at all.
I understand that, but you do notice how when it comes to Daniel Jones, we blame everything and everybody else, the coaches, the O-line, the help, the injuries, but we don't put the finger at the quarterback. But every other quarterback is their ass, according to JB. They suck. They're this. They're overrated. But when it comes to Daniel Jones, we want to rock him and coddle him because he's a good dude. I'm sure he's a great person, great family man. We'd love to have him on the show. I'm sure he'd probably be friends with me, I'm sure. But we're talking about football. And on the football field, what has he done yet? Nothing. That's just what it is. Good dude or not, he has not performed well on the football field.
2 years ago, he did well.
Treat him the same way, JB, you treat everybody else. Dak, Lamar, Kirk, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. You say Patrick Mahomes is overrated, this, that, and the third, but Daniel Jones is better than half the league. Make it make sense.
I can help you with that a little bit. I think if you take him and put him in Baker Mayfield's situation last year, I think you see a big jump in his progression. Not necessarily. I see what JB's saying. I see the same talent. I see he can make the throws. He does everything that you want from a quarterback, going into it. He lost his confidence. We can just call a duck, a spade. Like last year, he got hurt. He goes back in there. He needs to have a game. He, coming off the injury, he needs to go out and ball out. And he was played scared. And I get it. Like it's hard when you get in a hole like that and you can't get a rhythm. You can't. Every time you go out there, you start to press. And now you start to do stupid shit. Now you miss a corner blitz. And then everything spirals out of control. And I think, if they do keep him starting over and growing through the, training camp this spring, getting him going, I think you can see some growth out of him. But I just don't think the talent around him, and then on top of him just kind of losing his confidence mid-season, you were going to see anything out of him the rest of the way. But what do you think, Smitty? You put him on the Bucs, Smitty. I think you see a different player. Like you get a guy like Mike Evans, you see a different player. Now some of those other scrubs that didn't do shit are starting to make plays, and that goes for, I wouldn't say half the league, but there's I'd say 15 dudes. There's 15 dudes that don't need that. Maybe 10 dudes that don't need guys like that. And the rest of the guys like me and normal guys, you need a stud and you need, a tight end and a running back. Like it's just hard to play in the league without a guy that can produce for you.
That's fair, man.
No question.
System matters. Yeah.
Yeah. Before you get out of your DA, I got to ask you, there's a lot of movement that could be happening here. Justin Fields, number one, topic of discussion, the Bears and all that. I've talked to Urlacher and a few guys about it. They're like, look, I'd probably rather keep the guy, but at the end of the day, it seems like the Bears will end up bearing and being themselves what they've done for the last 40 years or whatever, besides that Super Bowl they went to against the Colts. Where are you at with Justin Fields, where he goes, and do you think the best fit is in Chicago so he doesn't start over again, or do you think Chicago's making a mistake by drafting a QB again basically on the same roster. They really have no O-line. They really have no weapons besides Moore, who I believe did you play with Moore or no?
No, he was just after me.
He's after you.
Good
I don't know
player.
if he's a true 1. I think he's a 1 on a team without a 2. I don't know if he's a 1, but he's really good. I like him, but they don't have any weapons on offense. They have no run game. Their defense started to play well towards the end. I think top 12 defense towards the end of the year. But, I mean, I think the guy's had 3 coaches in 3 years. He's had 3 play callers. Like, the best option is to keep him in Chicago and build around him. But it seems like they're going to get rid of him. And I think they're starting all over again with another unknown rookie QB.
I totally agree. I have a few buddies here in Scottsdale that moved out here during 2020 from Chicago, and so we've talked a lot about it. And they're, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? And honestly, I think they should keep him and get as many picks as they can and try to flip that first pick and get some talent around him. I mean, they got enough picks to get, they can go out and pay a tackle, they can go out and pay some guys, and then use those picks to get as much talent around him. If he stinks this year by plugging those guys in, then fine. Like, then go get a guy. But I think you getting rid of him, bringing Caleb Williams in, starting the process all over. Is Caleb Williams that much better than Justin Fields? I don't think so. Like, I honestly don't. I think Caleb Williams is a very good player, and he's very dynamic, and we watch those flash plays, but I don't think he's that much better. I do think Caleb Williams doesn't give a fuck, and he'll throw some balls down the field. Justin Fields is scared shitless and doesn't want to throw picks. But I mean, I could see, like, why not go get Ndunze, in the first round somehow? That's a guy that I think succeeds in Chicago on a slow field, a wet field, a big guy, a guy like that. You can, keep him. You can build if, Fields doesn't grow through the next year or so. You find a guy. Now you have, 3, 4, 5 guys that are, in their second year with hopefully some O-line talent in there. And now maybe you can play football. Because right now they're not playing. They're not doing it. They're not doing it.
It's interesting hearing from a actual quarterback as yourself, like yourself, and kind of your take on Caleb Williams, because it seems like the media, for the most part, are just completely sold on Caleb Williams being the next great thing. And even the way Caleb is walking around the combine, maybe it's me, but the way he's answering questions, stuff like that, he just has like this crazy level of like, to me, it's not confident. It's almost like cocky, in my opinion. Maybe I'm overreading the situation, because obviously you're supposed to have confidence as an NFL player. You have to have that. So I'm never saying not have that, but just the way he's walking around, it seems so egotistical. Like, he's not doing the medical exam. He's not participating. He's not doing this. He wants ownership in the team. It's like all these storylines coming out. And I'm like, is this cat that good? I was a defensive lineman, so like I know quarterback, but the nuances of it, I don't know all the specifics. So I try to listen to the experts when it comes to QB play. And I'm like, is there something I'm missing? I get he has a crazy talent, like his arm, the way he can throw off balance and all that, but that still has to translate to the game and wins. And every time USC was in a big time game, they lost. Am I tripping, or like what is the media seeing that has them believing he's the next Patrick Mahomes?
Smitty, we call those guys fucking shitbirds. That's just real simple. It's not a real hard fucking scientific evaluation. He's a shitbird.
I mean, it's a hard one though, right? Like, I mean, you see those huge, you're out of your brain. You see those huge plays, those flash plays, and you're like, oh shit. But I bet you half of those plays don't happen in the NFL because he's not getting away from a defensive end. I mean, shit, I just watched a kid with 280 pounds run 4.4 at the combine. Like, I'm sorry, like, your lateral movement, eventually you're running backwards and the spinning and it's bad shit's going to happen. And right. I mean, even Mahomes doesn't play like that anymore. Occasionally, he gets loose, but Mahomes doesn't play like that anymore. He realized, I'm either going to get hurt because my body's in a weird position, or I'm bad, I'm turning the ball over, or, bad things are going to happen. But I have such a hard time. Like, I hate drafting quarterbacks in the first round coming out, just especially now. Now is a little bit different. Now you got 27-year-old freshmen or 27-year-old rookies. That's a little bit different. That bothers the shit out of me. But, that part of it's different. But it's just so hard to know what a 22-year-old kid's going to do when he's coming out. Like, you can, see how he handles himself, like in the meetings, see how he handles himself, talk to his coaches. but you really don't know. Like, you really don't. Like, I've seen first-round picks. I've been a part of it. I was a sixth-round pick. I've seen first-round picks. I've seen second-round pick. I saw a million guys try to take my job every single year, and at the end of the day, I won the battle. Like, you can't just look at a guy and say, oh yeah, he's going to be a boss. Yeah. What guy that we've seen over the course of time there was always questions about every quarterback, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, every single one of them. People wanted to devalue them over as they're coming into the NFL. So,
hey, DA, before you get out of here, you got 2 minutes. Let's play a game with you. We got a list of about 10 dudes that are entering the market on the 13th of this month, in about a week or so, when the 24 season officially begins, as far as free agency, signings, etc., trades, etc. Bailey, let's go through the clips. We got Patrick Queen, who's a friend of the show. I recruited him, a great kid. I've had him on about 3 or 4 times. Can the Ravens keep him, or do you think there's going to be too many suitors? I'm hearing Seattle's the number one natural fit because of his the new head coach there was obviously his DC last year at Baltimore. Where do you see him landing?
I was literally going to say, how come you guys didn't have Seattle on the slide? But I think he probably he goes to Seattle, he gets a payday. That one makes the most sense.
I agree.
Frankie Louvu, one of the Usos in the room. I know he's a leader. I know everyone talks great things about him. I know he was on a bad roster there. Listen, everybody needs that type of guy. I don't know what fits them. Tennessee's kind of a reeling organization, in my opinion, right now, with no roster issues, quarterback issues, running backs leaving. And then the Houston Texans are on the climb. Are those 2 teams he ends up in, or are you know anywhere else that would take him?
Houston would be a good fit. If I'm him, I'm trying to get on board there.
Right.
As a free agent right now, taking a little bit less money and going playing for a team that's going to be in the hunt with a good roster, I think that's a no-brainer.
Here it is.
All right. Levante David, JUCO product, Fort Scott Junior College in Kansas. Great kid. Him and Jason Pierre-Paul were both at Fort Scott at the same time. Man, the Chiefs and the Rams are interesting, but this guy's been a lifetime Buck. They just re-signed Mike Evans in Tampa. Do you see him leaving there? And he's obviously over the greatness side of his career is probably on the other side. So where do you see him landing?
I either staying in Tampa for a little bit less, or I could see him going to the Chiefs and trying to make a run. I think he probably still has a little bit in the tank. He's an incredible football player. I was shocked early in his career. I played him 2 times, or I started actually against him twice. I think it was maybe his second year. He wasn't a big guy. I ran right in his chest. I bet you he weighed about 215 pounds.
Yeah. He was a lot of people I know, and I saw him in JUCO, obviously playing against him, but in the NFL, like other people I've talked to played against him, said he had a lot of Ray Lewis in him as far as instinctive, smart, study film, because he's a fucking gate. Like he wants to be great. He watches film all day. Like he's a professional's professional
and flies around.
Yeah,
real good dude too, by the way.
Yeah, he's a good dude. All right, next, Jordan Brooks leaving Seattle. A lot of guys seem like they go to the Rams from Seattle and vice versa. KJ Wright, who's a friend of the show, I'm trying to get him on the show. Seattle wouldn't hire him, and the Niners hired him as a coach. KJ Wright today, but where do you see Jordan Brooks going? I like this kid. I think he's on the climb as far as one of the better guys in the league.
I don't know much about Jordan Brooks. I'm not going to lie to you. He's outside backer, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Or rush guy. So Cowboys would make sense to me just because of the style of defense that they play.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he
get it to a 50. Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow he's there and maybe give them a little presence on the edge, which they can always use on the other side away from that freak.
No doubt. Bobby Wagner, a legendary Empire kid from right here in SoCal.
OG.
Been a Ram, been a Seattle Ram, back to Seattle. I hope he doesn't go to Washington.
No way. No way. Bobby's an incredible player. I enjoyed playing against Bobby and watching Bobby over the years. I could again see him going to Dallas over Washington any day of the year. He's looking for a championship at this time. And potentially got another situation where he shows up late, in the season or early part of the season, doesn't put himself through all the training camp bullshit and wants to enjoy his family in the spring.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right, next. This kid?
Yeah. I don't. How does he fit? I don't know how he fits.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. A lot of these guys, you don't know where they fit either. And then you got to know the true roster on the other teams. Like, I don't know exactly what you said. It's just hard to go. I don't know too much about this kid at all. As far as that goes, I'd say fucking Giants because everybody needs to go to the Giants. Next, another legend in Tampa, Devin White, another backer, another guy.
Raiders.
If David and him leave, they lost a lot. I know they kept Mike Evans, but I think they need to try to keep Levante David and Devin White.
I agree with you. The Raiders would be a good fit. Obviously, I can't see him going to Minnesota, especially from Tampa. Raiders would be a great fit. They need the type of guys like him. Antonio Pierce, what he's doing there, pushing the message he's pushing, that's the type of guy you want in your locker room to continue to push your team forward.
Next, Josie Jewell.
That's a Steeler guy, bud. He's a Steeler guy. That's a Steeler guy.
He said no brainer. I can just look at his damn picture. I don't have to watch no tape. That's a Steeler.
That's a no-brainer Steeler guy.
All right, next. Oh, another one. I like Blake Cashman. I like Minnesota for him. I think if Minnesota can make a few things go on defense, they need a few things. I don't know if he fits the Steelers defense as far as he's a hybrid body type as far as his but everyone I guess is a hybrid body type now on defense. Shit.
I mean, if you're 210 and can run, you can play defense. That's kind of my deal these days.
It is
safety, corner, backer,
too vertical, and now you got safeties who are too heavy. That I can see the DBs in the NFL playing four corners going forward, like the two safeties that are stiff now. The kid, what's the kid's name in Seattle? They just cut. They got all that money from the Jets.
Number 6.
He was in
Andre Diggs.
No, he was with the Jets.
Diggs.
Came over to Seattle. The safety.
Oh, Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams.
That's right.
He can't cover fucking. He can't cover you.
No.
Like he's stiff back there. I could see them going to 4 nickel type of kids nowadays. I think these stiff safeties because DA. I know you can't hit anymore in the NFL. So why would you have a big stiff body back there who can't cover 2 vertical?
You don't like it. It almost like my college or senior year of college is like where I saw Nick Barnett. I played with him. He was a safety, converted linebacker, came down, thumped, made a bunch of money, obviously playing for the Packers. But Coach Erickson did that with a lot of guys, like turned safeties into backers and watched guys. I've been saying this forever. The speed of the NFL it's increasing every single year. And eventually you're not going to be able to have a safety back there that's 220 pounds that runs 4.6. Like it doesn't, unless you're going to play, single high and make him another box guy. But
and your backers are 210.
Exactly. So yeah, you got backers playing at 210, and your safeties at 225, 230. That just doesn't work. You're going to have long guys. Like what's the big long corner for Dallas?
Diggs?
No, the other dude. Safety. He was in Minnesota before that. Like guys like him, like 6'3" dudes, 6'4" dudes. They could run 4.4, 4.5, make plays on balls, not necessarily, lack the man-to-man corner skills, but can go, track balls. Those are the type of guys that are going to start playing safety, in my opinion.
Bland, I think.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
Hey, DA, before you get out of here, we want to have a one segment with you. Hell yeah, hell nah. Ask you one question. And it's hell yeah, hell nah. Russell Wilson, we call him Russell Weirdo on this show, is a Raider next year. Hell yeah, hell no.
Hell no. Smitty don't want that either.
Hell no. Hell no. I do have a couple other teams in mind, but hell no to the Raiders.
Where's his best fit, DA?
Say it. Come on, say it.
Straight off the jump, my first impression would have been Minnesota. That was yesterday. I just felt like that just kind of makes sense, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
If
I actually
have a chance to win, just a chance to win, I think the Steelers.
That's a
great defense. These guys have been winning about 10 games, even with, poor quarterback play. If Russell even does what he did this past season with the Steelers, I think they can win 12 games and at least have a chance. That's all you want in the NFL is a chance.
Yeah, I like that. That actually probably is a good fit.
I don't know. I don't know where he ends up, man. I think it's going to be a team that is probably not very good at the end of the day. Like,
quick question real quick, and this might sound crazy, but I'm just going to ask y'all anyway. If you're the 49ers, do you consider starting him just for 1 year? Only reason why I said it is I like Brock. I'm not like an anti-Brock. I think he's good. But I don't know if he can get them over that hump, which is, again, it's just a few plays. Like Jimmy G got him to the Super Bowl, just couldn't get him over that hump. Brock did. I thought he played a really good Super Bowl. Again, I'm not blaming the game on him, but the difference in the game came down to Mahomes could make one more play than Brock could make. So, I just wonder, if you're the 49ers, would you even consider having a veteran who's already won a Super Bowl in Russell Wilson come in there, start for 1 year, put all your chips in, and just try to win? Or nah? Is that too crazy?
I think you got to ride with Brock. I think he's done too much. Pulled it through. I think that would be some shit is going to happen. He's going to get hurt. Brock's going to get in there. He's going to ball out. I've just seen it happen too many times. They got to stay locked in with Brock. Now, if he starts playing like a turd after next year and isn't progressing, now you probably got to go think about maybe getting a guy or whatever. But nah, you don't want to. Mojo's too good there. Mojo's too good.
Hey, I got to get you back on when draft comes around. I want to ask you college questions. Sean Salisbury and I are going to do a little show starting up soon. We're going to do a breakdown of the Super Bowl today later on. But I like Jaden Daniels, man, and I think Sam Hartman is going to be one of those journeymen that ends up playing longer than all of them. I don't like the draft, DA. I don't really like. I'm not in love with the draft.
I don't love it either. I see what you see with Daniels. I can kind of get on board with it. I watched him here at Arizona State. He's so little. He's so skinny. Dude needs to put on 15 pounds.
Easy.
Easy. But he does. He makes plays. He makes plays from the pocket. Looks comfortable in the pocket. It's not, he's not throwing bubble screens. He's not, he's throwing the ball down the field, making real football plays.
Is Penix doomed being the southpaw?
God, I love Penix.
Bad boy, ain't he?
I love him. I don't know if he's doomed. I think he needs to be in the right situation. He's a guy that I think can go in and play right now, but I think him going to a team where he can maybe sit for this year, kind of get his feet underneath him, you're going to see him have a lot more success than if they get.
I don't think the average fan out here, the Twitter fan that knows more than us, that works at Walmart, I don't think they realize that a lefty in the league, based on just the little subtleties of the hash mark being a little different and shit like that, they don't understand how hard it is. The ball spins differently. The receivers don't like catching it, and you have to strategize, and your philosophy has to totally change as far as how you boot them out and what hash you got to get on second down. Everything changes for a lefty. I know coaching a few of them, it is not as easy as everyone thinks. I'll just go out there and play. It ain't that fucking easy.
Well, and you got to think about who's your right tackle, because now that's your blindside tackle, right? You have to your roster change. You have to change your roster if he's your guy. Not maybe change, but you got to think about it. You got to. There's some different things because everything is so right-handed. Everybody's so used to the right-handedness. The spin on it is a little funky. But I don't know if his ball looks like that. Some bitch is just spinning so tight it doesn't matter. So he's not your normal lefty where the back starts to pass the front type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Most lefties get it going and just it kind of has the tail is kind of tailing a little bit. Yeah.
It is. But receivers hands up, man.
No, it can't. Guys have a hard time with it, but I really hope he does well. I do. That's one guy that in the draft that that I watch. I enjoy watching. I enjoy kind of watching his, his progression. And I would really wish they would have won that national championship.
I know, right? Pac-12 last time ever. Hey,
good.
D, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'll probably be, when Pat gets back, I'll probably come back out there. We couldn't hook up last time I was there, but we'll hook up. He's on a damn, 35-day tour right now. Hong Kong next.
Got to chase that money, buddy. Got to chase that money.
Hey, I appreciate you, dog. See you soon.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Bye, D.
Must be the money.
There, Anderson, clap it up. One of our favorites. DA and I in person talk a lot of shit together. He's a good dude. He's like me. He's really actually real reserved on the show, which is rightly so. He's around kids and shit like that. So he does some of those things, but he's a real one. Smitty, you would love him in person too. Interesting takes though on some of the things. We kind of talk alike a lot. Obviously, that's why we have those type of guys on the show. We like a little bit of different opinions and stuff, but when it comes to QB play, we're very, very one-tongue language, if you know what that means.
Monolithic. Okay.
You got to have a one-tongue language when you're a head coach, Smitty, and all of the staff, players, trainers, admin, all got to have a one-tongue language if you're going to win. Nick Saban and Bama, we're on a one-tongue language. Pete Carroll at SC, it's one-tongue language.
I bet women probably that's why quarterbacks get all the ladies, huh? Because the one tongue language rule.
I don't know. I don't know if one tongue languages exist anymore in college football. I don't believe it does. I think I could do a whole thing on one tongue language. I don't believe it's about us anymore. It's all about me now. When I used to say it ain't about me, it's about us. I think now it's about us, not me. And it's just crazy how we do it. I don't know if there's a one-tongue language anymore because you have these, Smitty, everywhere. These kids are trying to film you, catch you up, get you caught, catch you slipping, all kind of shit. That's why I didn't allow slippers.
Come on, time out. You didn't allow slippers.
Where I'm from, dog. I'm from the real hood. You're from the fake one. Remember. Slippers don't count where I'm from.
Our hood's just different.
Slippers don't count where I'm from, homeboy.
Different. All the shit y'all care about out here don't even mean nothing out in my hood. All that shit y'all be talking about, the this and that don't even mean shit where I'm from.
Hey,
let me ask you this real quick. I'm putting you on the spot. What's the one thing, because you are a true evaluator, right? You're a top recruiter, one of the best who's ever done it. When you're evaluating a quarterback, what's one particular thing, not skill set on the football field? It could be a personality trait. It could be something just outside of the actual realm of football that you look at as a recruiter, and that tells you that this is a guy. Like, what's something that stands out? I'm putting you on the spot right now.
It factor. That's it. It's one thing. It's always that thing. It factor. Whatever it is, you got to figure out what it is. It is it. The it factor is what drives. I've had kids with horrible statistics, and I brought it back to the office, and I've had fight on it. I've had, oh, hell no, coach, you threw for this. And I'm like, looking at him like, shut the fuck up. Jermaine Johnson didn't have unbelievably great stats because he played so many different things. He played tight end, he played D end, and I had a kid named Akeem Ayers who we'll get on the show. Played in the league for the Rams, went to UCLA, played for the Patriots, won a Super Bowl. Used to live on my couch. Talked to his mama last night, actually. Watts kid, Verbum Day. He had 35 touchdowns as a sophomore at tight end and had 33 sacks as a D end as a sophomore.
What?
Yes. Oh. And now we're a small school. We're a small Catholic school. Verbum Day is a legendary school, by the way. Before De La Salle, Verbum Day held the all-time win streak record. And had greats come out of there. I mean, there's NFL legends, Hardy Nickerson, Vernon Maxwell, NFL Rookie of the Year. Legends among legends. Basketball is more of an actual hoop school. There's legends. I mean, all kind of legends coming out of there basketball-wise. But Akeem, Reggie Dunn, I had two guys on that team that went to the NFL. And those pop off, right? But guess what? We were at a small private school, D18 or whatever the fuck it was, and he wasn't getting a lot of love at the time, and he did those things as a sophomore. Then I've had dudes have 2 sacks that was, in my opinion, out of position, unbeknownst to the head coach in high school. You have to evaluate the coach that's coaching these kids first before you do anything. I got to see, does this head coach understand what the fuck he's doing? And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, does he realize what he has over there projection-wise? I'm going to take Jason Pierre-Paul, who I recruited and who came in as a tight end, and I'm like, dog, you're a DN, homeboy. Lonnie Johnson, who we've had on this show, was a receiver, Smitty, until I said, dog, you're a NFL first-round corner. Lonnie told you on the show.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he was a second rounder. I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Damn, this dude's a real JB, a real dude. He gonna put you in the right position to excel and exceed a high level.
I'm on record on Netflix saying that I didn't recruit D1 kids. I recruited NFL kids. And nobody understood what I said. And I said Jermaine Johnson on the show was a first rounder. On Netflix, years before, he was a first rounder. I also said Raheem Boyd is an NFL back. Years before, he was drafted by the Lions. I said it on Netflix. I said I recruited NFL talent, not D1 talent, because I project. I don't just want to see you play for me. I want to see you play on Sundays. So that's how I recruited, which was different than everybody else.
You also said that, speaking of recruiting, that if a coach can't get no girls, that he can't recruit. That was when
you can't get no pussy. You couldn't play for me. You couldn't coach for me.
That's what you said.
What about this? Would you hit this?
Too overwhelmed about judge.
What is this? Now I'm just making sure before we answer this, I gotta make sure, because nowadays, for real, you don't even know. You're not about to put me in no position. I'm just, we didn't prep for that. I'm just saying, I don't know what the pronouns are. I just don't know what's going on. So I'm just trying to get clarity. You asking me questions, would I hit it? Like punch? Would I hit? Like what type of hit? Like what we
It's a female.
Like verified?
Yeah. But she had like moose knuckles.
Yeah, she probably.
Did you see her lips?
She probably, I saw that. Would you hit?
Nah, she had too many manly features, but her monkey is like balls. It looks like balls.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked you, what was that? That's your type, though, JB. That's your type. That's the type,
Let's take commercial real quick. I was trying to get Jesse Morse fit him in. He had a
surgery real quick.
He had a surgery. I'm going to see if he's just for 5 minutes, because he had a tweet that went viral about Joe Burrow, and Bailey has it. We want to blow it up. McCoy Shedden, whatever your name is, appreciate you being a member, though, but don't worry about us. We'll be all right. That's why we're the realest show on planet Earth. Ain't no moose knuckle, no issue. It ain't football season, dog. It's fucking moose hunting season.
The people like moose knuckles and camel toes, and that they like that moose hunting season.
She wearing the wrong clothes, though. I'm looking at her on Twitter right now. She got bigger biceps than me, number one. Two, she wearing the wrong shit. Like, don't wear that. Like, her shit is up in there.
She probably choke your ass out if you don't give her none. Like, she came in your crib and you wasn't really trying to hit, and she'll probably like choke you out until you and make you hit. Like, you ain't got no choice.
She'll dominate you in bed.
Like earlier, you were saying, like, would I rather be tied up or tie the person up? She's not giving you an option. She's tying your ass up, JB. That's the only option.
Get over here. Mordecai. Get over here. You know I like to get a little crazy.
Hey, we got our top 5 and bottom of the barrel movies of all time today. We got some hell yeah, hell no. We got some BPS, some white people shit. We got Steve Kim and maybe Dr. Jesse Morris here in about 5. Let's take a break. We'll come back in 5. Let me take a piss. Let me get the moose knuckle out of me, and then I'll go get me some coffee. See you on the other side. The University of Colorado, your near and dear alum, had their first team meeting. Had their first team meeting yesterday. They had their first team meeting, Matt. We're trying to be calm. They had their first team meeting yesterday. And the two spearheads and figure face of the show program, Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh, were in Paris doing a runway walk. Do you think this is conducive to successful behavior in winning a Big 12 title and going to a bowl game? I just want to know what you thought of the construction worker, Shedeur Sanders, and the camel-wearing baby oil, Shiloh. Please give us your thoughts.
Boy, I'll put it like this. I definitely see why people hate Colorado so much. I mean, you're going to miss the first team meeting when we get back for a fashion show and runways in Paris, bro. I know that everybody at Colorado is going to get super pissed off at me for saying this, but I'm not.
I gotta help you. I gotta dive in and save you, homie.
I don't know what to do here, bro. Like I
gotta save you, dude.
Hey, man,
I gotta save you. I gave you the full picture. Baby, you gotta cut this for Matt, dude.
No, geez, thanks for setting me up like this, you asshole, and making me. This is amazing. I can't in here, dog. I don't do the whole fashion thing. Number one, it's not important to me, and team meetings are important, and I don't know the answer to this question. Anything I say is wrong. Everybody's going to get angry at me for having an opinion. If I don't agree with them that they should go do their fashionista stuff, then I'm a piece of shit. And if I do agree with it, then I'm a fashion icon or something. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. I don't understand the question. Can I plead the fifth? Can I plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Can I plead the fifth, please?
That is a fashion icon.
1, 2, 3, 4. Dog, like I'm not a fashion icon. I'm not a fashionista. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm super confused. I don't appreciate the question and how you set me up like this. Move. And I mean, they looked good in their hunting gear, I guess, but I don't understand, man. What are we doing? I'm wrong. Everybody's just going to get super pissed off at me now because of you. And you asked me this question knowing that it would just make me be super Smitty, man. What am I supposed to do here? What the fuck, man? What am I supposed to do, man? What am I supposed to do here, man? This isn't cool, man.
Talking about being between a rock and a hard place. God.
I know shit, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude?
You hear Nat's voice?
You're asking me? You're asking me of all people, what do I think about the fashion show? I think it's.
Can we get this cut for vertical clip?
I don't know how to say this any other way that we probably shouldn't be missing team meetings to be in a fashion show. If we don't want to give everyone else ammunition to use against us. And then, look, I'm not hating. I'm not a piece of shit. And I don't dislike Shiloh or Shedeur or Coach Prime. I don't dislike Paris. Fashion's cool. Burrow is awesome. I don't dislike the fucking, who was he hanging out with? Off Take or Takeoff or that guy. Wasn't he hanging out with him too at a club? And then they were talking to him. Yeah, there he is. It was Quavo. Yeah, and he said,
okay,
up and you're too much motion and they couldn't handle them, blah, blah, blah. And so, is everybody going to get mad at Quavo? I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I wasn't at the fashion show. I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my fucking stupid white brain around this, and I can't do it. I don't know what to do.
Your brain's white? I thought it was pink.
Confused.
Hey, what did Takeoff say about him?
No, it's just, first of all, that's Quavo. RP to Takeoff. That's Quavo. RP to Takeoff. That's Quavo.
We are back in the building, moose knuckles and all. Dr. Jesse Moore's going to hop on here for a hot minute, and we're going to ask him about some Joe Burrow. We're going to talk to him about Joe Burrow and his recovery and how it's going. Plus, Steve Kim will join us right after that. So we got a couple great guests lined up here. Shout out to DA, Derek Anderson, D Anderson 314 on Twitter. Make sure you follow him there. Plus, we got a new call in. You can call in and tap in live with us as we started the show with this morning that went off the hook. We appreciate everybody that called in and kept it real. Don't be fucksticks and shitbirds on here when you call in because we'll block you. We're just going to shut you down. So don't think you're going to try to get something in because it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to work. So pound the like, subscribe, become a member. We need new members. We need new subscribers. Smitty came to me one day when we started the show back up. He's like, make sure we come in at 5-minute mark, blah, blah. Smitty took fucking 10 minutes. Like, see what I'm saying? You can't do that. BPS and CP time all goes into one. Color people time is 5 to 15 minutes late. 5 to 15 minute window. You got to have that in there. And he's the motherfucker who told me to be on time. That's how BPS works. That is black people shit. And that is in its totality what we just saw. And he's always fucking eating. He just had 10-minute break and didn't eat.
The problem is, y'all, JB would have no system in terms of how long our commercial break would be. So he would come in whenever he was ready to come back. That's when the show would come back. So we would have a full commercial that's set to be 3 minutes and 45 seconds. But if he's ready after 90 seconds, he would cut the commercial short and what up? Big JB is back. I don't know where Smitty is at, but what do you mean where Smitty's at? You can't come back in the middle of a damn commercial when you watching fucking HBO or Fox or ESPN or whatever. They don't just cut the commercial halfway through and come back in. That's how you get your money. So yeah, I was a little longer today. I had something I had to do real quick, but listen, I'm back. We live. The people are here. 700 people here. Hit that like button, subscribe, become a member in the Discord. JB and myself have been back in the Discord. We've been active. So you want to have personal conversations, specific questions that you can only ask behind the scenes that are not on the show, you got to become a member and join the Discord.
Hey, we got a very limited time. Special guest, one of our fan favorites, Dr. Jesse Morse. Welcome him in real quick. Doc, what up, Doc? Hey, real quick, you had a viral tweet go crazy on Joe Burrow. Bailey, you got the tweet ready? What's going on with Joe Burrow? He said that he suffered a season-ending right ligament tear in his throwing wrist last year. Initially, it was speculated that it was a TFCC complex tear, but unfortunately, it was worse. Where are we at with Joe Burrow and his recovery for all the Cincinnati Bengal fans out here?
So this is not a common tear for quarterbacks. Much more common injury for linemen and other non-quarterback players. As a result, we do not have any historical reference for having these fixed in a quarterback. It's never happened before. We don't have any reference for that. I'm sure someone's done it. We just don't know who they were and how they worked out. Am I overly concerned? No. Is this going to put him at increased risk for instability of that lower carpal bone, the kind of the bottom part of the wrist bones? Yes. He's going to get the best care. Is there a possibility he has issues with some specific throwing motions? It's a possibility, yes. I consulted with my buddy who does these. He's an orthopedic hand surgeon, and he says about 20% of these guys they have some range of motion they can never get back. And there's certain motions that they do. Most of them do fine and do great. So unfortunately, there is about a 20% chance, but let's assume he's in the 75, 80%. That's normal, not overly concerning. And hopefully he bounces back and we're good. The purpose of that tweet was to let people know that unfortunately there are downsides to everything and everything's not bright and rosy and perfect. And medicine is not black or white; it's shades of gray. And unfortunately, the The negative stuff needs to be discussed. Whether or not it comes to fruition is a separate discussion.
Hey, because context to this reason we're bringing it up is because there's all the Twitter gurus out there that love to go to people that actually are professionals in their trade and understand what they're talking about. They will go in and start to be negative and shit. So they came at Dr. Jesse Morris, and that's why I love your tweet when you were like, everybody who has something to say about my Joe Burrow tweet. I just thought it was funny. So I broke 9 of my 10 fingers as a quarterback, or I've torn a ligament in a thumb. This thumb is so much bigger than this one. Dislocated it back in the day when this white boy could jump. I dunked and I hit my finger on a rim on the way up and dislocated the thumb. By the way, Smitty, your generation would have been out 3 weeks. I kept playing. So that being said, Doc, my hands have never healed. 25 years later, my hands are that was with neoprene wax and the hot wax and all that shit. Nothing healed my fingers and my hands. I just don't think it's in the cards. You got to play with them. And if you watch Jim McMahon or my buddy Sean Salisbury, who's going to be on the show later, their fingers and our fingers are just fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, between catching on helmets and just random things. I mean, Herbert had a finger this year. We saw Russell Wilson have a gnarly finger. We had Stafford with his thumb. Tua's had a couple of those. It's just unfortunately the nature of the game and the nature of the follow through. And you're going to hit, different parts of the thumb, different parts of fingers, jamming it. There's a lot of moving parts. His was obviously to the wrist, so it's a little bit more kind of important because he doesn't have that kind of flicking emotion. He has the luxury of still being relatively young and having elite staff that is going to monitor it. If it was my patient, I would have injected, stem cells into each of those individual ligaments and tendons in the wrist to stabilize it, to decrease the risk of having any of those wear down or tear. I don't know if that's what they did, but he should be good to go for OTAs mid-May or so, whatever it is. And I'm not overly concerned. I don't think he's going to have a significant setback or change enough to be worried about him, statistically speaking. We had Brock Purdy last year with his elbow, and you didn't even notice. It was like it never happened. Obviously, a different scenario, but more often than not, these finger things do end up doing well. I personally think Russell Wilson's was one of the few that ended up maybe changing him for the worse. Unfortunately.
On Wednesday, we have Keynan. Sorry, Smitty. We have Keynan Middleton, pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, comes on the show. Was with the Yankees last year. He's on the show. I saw your tweet. Okuna, big name in Major League Baseball. You saw something that happened with him. What's the update on him?
Got lucky. He tweaked his meniscus, and he ended up flying to Trash in L.A. To make sure it was okay. That's who did his surgery, I believe. They're training in Northport, which is Sarasota area. And they flew him out there. He checked him out. They said, hey, he's okay. He got lucky. He should be ready for opening day. Why was this so relevant? Because this is the same knee he had his ACL reconstruction on a couple of years ago that cost him most of the season. And 30% of the time, there is a meniscal tear with it. So, we don't know how much of the meniscus was injured. And obviously, how much was injured this time, but thankfully it's enough, very minimal, where it's not going to be concerning, and they're allowing him to return very quickly, which means that it's nothing overly concerning. Can it creep back up? Of course, that's the nature of it, but it's been a couple of years since he's had any issues with it, so let's hope for the best. For fantasy guys, I wouldn't change my ADP for him. He's still a top 5 player. Unfortunately, you might have lost that window, and is it possible that he slides into a bag and tweaks it again? Unfortunately, that's the nature of the game, yes.
Hey, Smitty, I know you had a question before Doc gets out of here. I appreciate you bumping on here. Also, that what you just said in that, we talk to Keynan Middleton about all the time. The bags being bigger is a slight difference in sliding, picking off runners, etc. So it's interesting you say that. Smitty?
No, I mean, my thing is, I know we're breaking down some of the biggest injuries. I know the one where we haven't really talked about was myself. I had a shoulder situation going on, Dr. Jesse Morris. These last few months, my shoulder has been hurting pretty bad. I don't know what happened. The pain has now left, but now it's extremely weak. It's right here in the front part of the shoulder. I don't know what this is called, but I've been in the weight room trying to get my strength back. I struggle to do pull-ups, lat pull downs, even when it comes to doing bicep curls and doing this motion. There's something about this, either pulling or this motion, where this front part is weak. Any insight off the top of your mind of what that could be and how I could get this strength back in that shoulder?
So the front of the shoulder is the dominating part of the shoulder. There's 3 parts of the shoulder that can be injured in that area. The bicep tendon is there, but it's more of an annoyance than a concern. My suspicion is it's the subscapularis tendon, which is kind of this one right in front here, kind of right, the one that sits deep. The supra, which is the main one, goes over the top. So that's the one that usually people injure if they're going out in front or they're grabbing something or picking something up. That's the most common one. Yours sounds like it's more subscap or a little bit of both. These are the 2 that we injure the most, and these are also the 2 that we pretty much use all the time. 70-80% of the time you're lifting anything up, that's what we're using. So if I were you, and it just tweaked it, nothing crazy, but it's definitely not 100%, see if you can get in with a good physical therapist and see if they can address some of the things that you're using it and get them stronger. And then if it's still not doing better, consider an MRI or an ultrasound, and then maybe injecting some PRP, or if it's a little worse than that, a little stem cell in the area. It works magic, but a lot of the times these are mild and they will calm down on their own.
Okay, Doc, before you get out of here, I appreciate you jumping on here. Steve Kim's hopping in. My back's fucked up, and it's because I'm carrying this show. And it's really that simple. So I don't want to even ask you anything. We'll talk later, Doc, about the business at hand, and I appreciate you, and we'll talk later on.
Sounds good.
All right,
take care, guys.
Peace.
Yes, Doc, I'm on it.
From one legend to another, Steve Kim joins us. Welcome him in. Clap it up. Steve.
Morning, guys.
Good morning, Steve, man. What's going on, man? Let's get straight to it, man. Straight to brass tacks here, man. What the hell was going on with your guy, Ryan Garcia? Is he losing his mind? Is it fake? Is it marketing? He's putting out tweets, crazy videos. Here we go right here. Go ahead and play it, Bailey.
What's going on? Hey guys, it's me, Ryan. I'm coming on here to explain what's going on. I'm not in possession of my phone.
We can't really hear it, but basically in a nutshell, what did he say, Smitty?
He's talking about he's being he's making an excuse for, I don't know what's going on. He claims he's being taken advantage of. He's blaming everybody else. I really don't know what's going on. It's kind of confusing, honestly, being like, if you try to follow his Twitter and the stuff he's talking about is super confusing. I don't know what's going on. That's why I wanted the expert Steve Kim to dive in on this.
Have you seen Sean Strickland, Steve? Have you seen what he said about him?
I think, yeah, I'm completely with him. Sean has no stomach for a guy like Ryan, and God bless him. I think he speaks for a lot of people. Here's the thing with Ryan Garcia. A couple years ago, he pulled out of a fight citing mental health. And then he says, I'm a mental health advocate. I am never going to stop fighting and talking about this. Okay, all right. So here's the thing. If you are concerned about your mental health, and you are a mental health advocate, as you say, if you are trolling, and that's what some people think, and that's what he's told other people at different times, do you believe a mental health advocate who truly cares about his own mental health and those of others, do you think it's proper to troll and to use this type of behavior, for lack of a better term, acting crazy to sell a fight as a mental health advocate? The other thing is, let's say he really is having a episode. Okay, then as a mental health advocate and as someone that should care about his own well-being and his family members who used to, text me and Mario and harangue us because we kind of like had some issues with the way they were handling it. Well, get your son into a proper rehabilitation facility and get him help and take away his phone. The issue is they're trying to have it both ways. It's mental health when it's convenient, and then it's no, we're trolling when it's other. I'm not gonna be a liar. I'm not gonna be a phony like this. I don't have my thoughts and prayers for him. You either handle this problem and show up to do your job, or you don't, because this is your life. You got engulfed in the intoxication of social media and fame, and you kept trying to placate and cater to a certain audience by living a certain lifestyle, and your fantasy world became your reality as you became engulfed in this type of behavior and mindset. So this should be an object lesson, and that's all I really have to say about it. I don't really I wish him no ill will, but there are people that served our country in wars, had their arms and their legs blown off, who can't get a job, who can't get proper treatment. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm just a cold-hearted bastard in my older age. I actually feel a lot more sympathy for those individuals than Ryan Garcia.
Two questions real quick. One, do you think personally that he's on drugs right now? And then number two, is there any chance that this fight with Haney does not happen?
I think there's a very good chance. I've been told there's been discussions about canceling and moving on, because the problem is, if you cancel this a month from now, you've already spent more money than you needed to, in addition to what you spent last week. There are some discussions about, should we allow someone like this in his state, mental or physical, to move forward. I know that the Haney camp is very concerned. There is a fighter by the name of Arnold Barboza. He's a junior welterweight. He's been put on this card, in essence, to be warming up in the bullpen in case something happens so he can fill in. Now, the money would change. The stakes would change. The problem is, a lot of the people, and I'm not sure if Ryan Garcia and anyone else cares about this, but there's a lot of fans flying in from out of town that all I'm going to say is this. I said it on the 3 knockdown rule. Folks, for the first time, if ever, click on that flight insurance, okay? Because you don't know what's going to happen. It's a lot easier to cancel a hotel than it is an airline flight. The other thing is Ryan Garcia on drugs? That's a very good question. I've heard the rumors. He said last week at the press conference that Mario co-hosted with Oscar. He said, do I drink? Do I do drugs? Yes, but so do all of you. And we're like, yeah, here's the problem. We don't proselytize or preach like Jimmy Swaggart either.
Right. He was like, yeah, I smoke a little weed. So what? I drink a little liquor. So what? But that's all I do.
Right. And so I don't try to act like Jim Baker out there on the pulpit either. So I don't know. His act has always been kind of old, very, very stale. He's incredibly cringeworthy. And quite frankly, I don't think much of him as a fighter. So there's that.
Hey, Steve, I got a DM, and it said it says the entire boxing scene is weird. Mayweather's weird. De La Hoya, and now this dude. Why is it? I'm hearing rumors that cocaine is a binge drug in the business.
Well, Mayweather, I don't think he's ever taken drugs. He's just a narcissist. Now, Oscar's had his issues. He likes to troll. He likes to have fun. I actually think Oscar's in a pretty decent place when Ryan's not stressing him out. Look, do athletes abuse drugs in all sports? Yes. Should boxers probably do it less, given the fact that there's head trauma and they're taking punches? I would say so, but I've said this. Today's generation of fighters is very hard to stomach. It is. They don't fight enough. They whine too much. I don't think they're mentally as strong. They're given a lot of crutches. And I grew up with men like Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, Mike McCallum, and then later Hopkins, James Toney. None of them were perfect, but they were hard men at their core. They truly were. I don't know if the society is producing hard men anymore.
That's true.
On another note, the Crouching Tigers seem to have hacked last week AT&T. It seems they hacked IG just now. I don't know if you heard. It looks like Instagram is down and being hacked as we speak live. Instagram is down. Seems like the Crouching Tigers may be involved. Steve, any insight on the Crouching Tigers attacking us?
Nah, I don't know. They've been doing it ever since the beginning, or even before the Biden presidency. And My view is it's probably an inside job with this administration. That's what I have to say about it.
Hey, I'm glad we're still on YouTube Live. Facebook's down too. See, I figured because those are 2 are 1-1. Steve, another boxing thing before we talk some football, real sport. Let me ask you. I'm just kidding. This whole Jake Paul phenomenon, I'm going to call it, YouTuber to a boxer, and I know you've given him credit at times because he's at least taking it serious, and he's going to knock out a Nate Robinson type of casual, but he still can't beat a real boxer that's done it since they were kids. He's not there yet. He knocked out a guy in the first round. Look, this guy he's fighting is me in essence. I mean, I think I could have fucking did this. Where are you at with this guy? Does he have a future at all? Or is he all talking?
I mean, look, has he created a business for himself? Yes. Do I think he's ever going to win a real major world championship? Probably not. Look, he fought a quote-unquote real boxer, but they're very, very safe in their matchmaking, and he's already lost to Tommy Fury, who's probably the least talented from that fighting family. I peeked in at that card. I was with Mario on Saturday. We were watching the Top Rank show. They had an excellent card, 2 featherweight title fights. In that fight, we just kind of looked on and we said, okay, I'm glad that was over quickly. And we shifted our focus back to ESPN+. So, look, the guy can beat most athletes that are just stepping into the gym. He has a head start of about 4 or 5 years. He's put some time into this. Fairly heavy-handed. He's pretty strong. I don't know what the drug testing situation is with him. But, look, as long as they can continue to make some money, they have a window here where if a YouTuber, an athlete, or a celebrity want to get in there, there's money to be made because Jake Paul comes in with a built-in audience. See, there's not the same pressure to fight the same level of guys that, let's say, a quote-unquote real professional boxer that doesn't have millions of followers on YouTube or his own channel. So it's a little bit different.
The way I look at it, Steve, I was thinking about this the other day. You know, we all, you know, myself included, we kind of go at Jake Paul and he's not a real boxer. He's not a real boxer. To me, I'm looking at all these fights he's having right now as like his amateurs, right? But he already has a brand. So the difference is most amateur fights, these guys aren't really making anything. He already has a brand, so he's monetizing off his amateur fights. If he continues to fight and keep getting experience and 2 more years down the line, well, at that point, he will have like true, real deal experience. And maybe at that point, he will be like a legit boxer. At some point, we do got to give the man his credit. He is training. He is doing it. You know?
I mean, I give him credit. It's tough to get in there. I think a lot of these, especially a lot of these athletes that talk tough, I'm going to say it again. I've seen you guys hit heavy bags. I've seen you guys try to shadow box. Don't put it out publicly. It'll ruin your facade. But again, we're talking about him going to the upper level against guys who are the top 1 or 2% in the realm of professional boxing who've done this their whole lives. I don't know if you can make up ground. Look, he's going to get better. He's gotten better. He can beat probably any NBA guy that thinks they can beat Jake Paul in a boxing match right now. They probably can't. Take any current NBA player because of his experience and his ability that he's crafted. He'd probably beat a lot of NFL guys too. But we're talking about guys who have done this since age 6, 7, and 8. And as James Toney once said, Steve, I wasn't a made or crafted fighter. I was a born fighter. You know,
that's different. That's different.
Hey, Steve, like Tyreek Hill, like I think Jake Paul would, or whatever Paul would fuck him up. No.
You know, Tyreek Hill says that he boxed. Again, I'd like to know what exactly does that mean? Did you go to the Boys and Girls Club and put on a set of hand wraps and gloves and hit a heavy bag? And did you baby box at the barbecue? But did you really have any type of real amateur experience? So, yeah, given what I think and I assume of Tyreek Hill compared to what I know of what Jake Paul has done the last 3-4 years, if they had, let's say, an 8-round fight, 3-minute rounds, no headgear, 10-ounce gloves, I would bet everything I had if I was a gambling man on Jake Paul.
Same. All right, let's talk some football. We got a new feature too, Steve, and it's live call-ins, and it blew up in the first hour. But We'll see if we could take a boxing call here later, right when you get out of here. Real quick, Wilson has left Denver. Where are you at with that? Where does he go? A lot of people speculating the Raiders, speculating Atlanta, speculating Minnesota. The Steelers have said no to him. The Patriots have also apparently said no. And I'm hearing now that Trey Lance's name is heating up in Minnesota and in New England, which is crazy talk. But where you at with Russell Wilson?
Well, let's not ride in Denver. Total bust. Seattle got over. That was a heist. I think we're looking at a big name with the declining game, although he was pretty serviceable at times. But if I'm the Raiders and I need a stopgap of a couple of years to give me somewhat above average to pretty good quarterback play at times, that I would kick the tires on Russell Wilson. You still have some parts like Devontae Adams. I believe Josh Jacobs is still there. I don't know what that situation is.
They got to tag him or have to figure him out.
Right. So you have some issues. You have the baby Gronk is over there. You know, if you're Russell Wilson, if you want to reinvent your last chapter of your career, and I'm not so sure he's a Hall of Famer or not. I know there's some debate. You got to have a finishing kick, and you got to be able to win some games. I think the Raiders might be the best situation for him. I'm not sure, but it's obvious to me that Pete Carroll saw diminishing skills in that last year in Seattle.
Steve, we had Derek Anderson on, who's Cam Newton's teammate and played a long time, very serviceable backup, thrown for 400 yards plus an NFL game. Coaches now out in Arizona. He said that Cam, he thinks, should be a Hall of Famer. If so, shouldn't it Russell Wilson?
If Cam is the cutoff point for making it, yes. Because Russell actually led a Super Bowl, had some good years. Statistically, Russell's been much better than Cam.
Yeah.
I remember looking at Cam's numbers one time, the depth of his career top to bottom. Didn't have a lot of years where he threw for over 60%. Didn't have a lot of years where I think he threw for over 30 touchdowns. Had that one magical run, MVP season in 2015. And his teams had like a very, very inconsistent nature to them. They never put together like 3, 4, 5 winning years in a row, where when Russell got it moving in Seattle from his rookie year all the way up until about 6th, 7th year, they were consistently winning, making playoffs, making a Super Bowl. They should have won back-to-back. So then the question is, okay, out of those two, Russell or Cam, who gets your Hall of Fame vote? I'd give the yellow jacket to Russell Wilson.
That's probably fair because as much as I was a big Cam fan as well, but to your point, Steve, he really only had like 4, I would say, like really good seasons in my opinion. I have to go back and really like refresh my memory on the numbers, but it's not like he had just, like you said, this long 8 to 10 year amazing career. I just think with Cam, his highs were extremely high, so it kind of like felt like it was bigger and it lasted longer than what it really did, but his lows were very low. Where Russell Wilson's highs were high,
steady,
but they were kind of steady though, right? It wasn't like amazing ever, if that makes sense.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to say this: I think Cam Newton would beat Jake Paul. Give him 6 months. Now that would, but I think it'd be better in MMA though. I was impressed by the way Cam just held off all of his former coaching staff with one arm, neutralized. So in an MMA octagon, Cam Newton would be favored over Jake Paul. Let me just say that.
But in the boxing ring, you still got Jake.
Yes, because it's a specific stand-up skill of striking.
Let's make it happen. Make this a graphic. Cut this off, y'all. Cam Newton versus Jake Paul. You heard it here first from Steve Kim. Let's make it happen. Let's tag them both. Make it official. Make sure I get at least 20% off of as a promoter for boosting this post.
Steve, I don't even watch basketball no more. It's so shitty of a product. I don't even fathom March Madness. I want to do a football palooza for something just to cook for the boys, but like March Madness, I'm going to be watching who? Hampton play fucking UConn, or who am I watching? I don't even know anymore. So maybe we can
Purdue. They got that Zach Edey, like 7'5".
Yeah.
Kentucky, Duke is still good. They got some cats now.
So shitty. Steve, real quick before you leave, let's play some games real quick. We got a lot of trade talk. March 13th, the NFL new season opens as far as market, trade, tag, move around, and then the draft's right after. From what you saw at the Combine, which I think was the most horrific Combine in the history of football, what do you think is happening here with all the moves? First of all, of course, nobody else is talking about this, but the Chicago Bears, what are they doing with Justin Fields? And we've already been on record. I think they should keep him. Derek Anderson thinks that. We got Sean King on tomorrow. He thinks that. Like, you can't start over with a rookie with the same roster that Justin Fields just had for 3 years and expect a whole nother ball game. I don't see it. But if he does get moved, which it looks like he is, I'm hearing that nobody really wants Justin Fields.
Yeah, look, if I'm Chicago, I'm not taking Caleb Williams. I don't want a guy that's already counting down the time where he gets the hell out of there. I think there's a lot of red flags with the guy.
Good point. Yeah.
I just when I draft a quarterback number one, I'm thinking, hey, we're going to have a 12 to 15-year relationship if you can play. Not this, hey, in 4 to 5 years, you might be a free agent. I'm not doing that with the number one pick. If you don't, see, I advocated for keeping Justin Fields and making sure that with the 2 top 10 picks, I do something, but I do not let go of Marvin Harrison. I think Harrison, if you keep Fields, has to be a must draft pick, okay? Or do you find a way to try to get both Jaden Daniels and Marvin Harrison or one of those other really fast wide receivers? I like Jaden Daniels. I've liked him as my number one QB probably since about early November. I think he brings athleticism. He's got good feet. He can run. He's a little bit light, but he's got really good arm talent. He can throw on the run. He extends plays. Doesn't seem to come with all the wackiness of Caleb. So maybe, but again, I'm not so sure you pick him number one either. But Justin Fields has never gotten a fair shot to really succeed. They've not had a lot of talent outside. DJ Moore is not a number one receiver, probably more of a 2 or 3. The running game has been the running game. Cole Kmet's a pretty serviceable tight end. But I don't know. Once a player unfollows you on social media, is there ever really going back? Can you ever really go back to a team that you unfollowed? A lot of raw feelings there.
Hey, Steve, we got breaking news. Saquon Barkley was just allowed to shop, and they did not tag him in New York. Is that the precursor to trying to move Daniel Jones as well? Because without Barkley, I don't know how good Daniel Jones is. And now who is in the market for a running back of Saquon Barkley's skill set? Raiders come to mind. The Chargers come to mind with Harbaugh. And it's going to be very interesting on who gets in the business with him.
Well, hold on. I know Barkley's a dynamic athlete, but is he more productive than Austin Eckler?
Eckler's a much better red zone scoring back.
Scores a lot of touchdowns. He catches the ball well. Again, and if he comes at a higher price tag, I thought running backs were all supposed to be shop for at Costco. So I don't know. If you are the Giants, you might be just cleaning house offensively. You just might say every single offensive player, you're on the bubble outside of that number one draft choice at lineman that they got last year. That's it. The
and he's always, Barkley. I mean, I don't know if he's always hurt, Steve, but he's injury prone. I'll say that, right?
Right. And he wants really big money. And Barkley might be best used as a tandem. I don't know if there's really a such thing as an Adrian Peterson true number one that's going to get 25 to 30 carries anymore. Barkley is a type of guy I think you could use in the throw game a little bit. He's a big play machine. But again, he does come with some mileage and he comes with an injury history. So we'll see what the open market says about him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I like the Chargers personally. Eckler's good in the red zone, but I don't think he's a every down back to the level that Saquon is. So I think that you pair him with Justin Herbert, I think that could be dangerous. The Ravens, I know Ravens kind of got brought up, but they already kind of have like their 2-3 man, tandem. I do think Saquon would be good there, but I don't think he's needed with the Ravens, if that makes sense. So
yeah, well, the Ravens lost that speedy running back that was Mitchell.
Yeah, that leg injury. He was so good.
That guy was gashing people. Again, he got injured, so we don't know if how he's going to run afterwards. As for the Raiders, isn't Josh Jacobs kind of their bell cow? I don't,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I don't see the Raiders I don't know why that would happen. Josh Jacobs is a beast.
I mean, he had a huge year 2 seasons ago, but it's tough for running backs. It really is. And Saquon's already 5-6 years.
Do the Chiefs take him? Do the Chiefs take him? Pacheco's not amazing. I mean, he runs hard, but he's not really.
But that's the thing, though. He runs hard. I mean, you look at the Chiefs now. They are basically a very, very flashy ball control team.
Right.
They are offensively. If I'm the Chiefs, I look at this wide receiver haul in the draft. There's a lot of guys running very fast who are also productive, which is key. If I'm the Chiefs, I find a way to get one of those top 5 or 6 receivers. Move on up.
Steve, so you have some people are saying good running back class that's going to be free agents. Saquon now maybe moving up to the top of that list. Derrick Henry. You have Jacobs in Vegas. There's some good running backs out there. Matson was just let go in Minnesota. Who would you take first out of this thing in a basically a depleted market? The running back market, we already know what the bitch and the moaning is about. We know what it is. Who would you take to start a franchise with, or who would you take on your favorite team? I guess whoever's fans out there of certain teams, like who fits the best out of those 4 guys?
I still like the explosiveness of Saquon Barkley, but I would realize I'm not giving him the ball behind the backfield, handing it off or pitching out 20 times a game. I'm going to try to find 15 to 20 touches for him in particular situations out in space. The throw game, the screen game, draws. Wouldn't really want to try to run him inside, a lot of physical runs. That's more Derrick Henry. The thing with Derrick Henry is there's a lot of miles on that odometer, and that's a physical style. I don't know how much he has left physically, although he flashed a little bit late last season, it looked like. But, I mean, running backs are so interchangeable. I mean, look, Isaiah Pacheco was a 7th-round draft choice. He's starting running back as a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not that high on Pacheco. I mean, I love his story. He runs hard. Like, it's almost funny though. Like, he's like a road runner where sometimes he runs hard like to his detriment, meaning that he's not patient enough to actually read the damn hole and hit the open gap. He just head first and go. So I don't know. I do think adding another weapon like a Saquon or something like that would be way more beneficial to that offense. Because we remember, even though the Chiefs won the Super Bowl this year, the offense was not that potent. The entire year we were looking like, I don't know. The Chiefs.
You bring Barkley onto the Chiefs and you let Andy Reid scheme certain things. The wheel route, stuff down the seam in the throw game, that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Steve, in this market that's open right now, we're talking about all this quarterback stuff, Justin Fields and then people, the draft coming up. Derek Anderson and myself were not very high on this quarterback draft class. Where are you at with the other moving parts? Trey Lance, I think is an irrelevant. I don't even know why we bring his name up. I'm looking around the league and like the Giants may shop if they can't. I don't know how they get out of a $160 million deal with Daniel Jones, but that's another topic. But Kirk Cousins has got to be on the top. Atlanta seems like it's a spot. He's already posted that he's trying to buy a house in Atlanta. Whatever that means, agents talk, administration and brass tacks talk to agents. Maybe they have a deal going. I heard he was 1A and Justin Fields was 1B. Now I've heard Justin Fields is off the table in Atlanta. Kirk Cousins a good fit in Atlanta?
Well, if he's a system fit, look, if you want good, solid, competent quarterback play for the next 3 years and the injury is not a factor, yes, he's solid. He was having a really good year. The Vikings would have been a factor in the postseason if he was still available. But he's up there in age. I don't know much about his recovery. I haven't done any medical checkups on him. But would he be an upgrade over Desmond Ridder in Atlanta? Yes, that much is clear. You got Drake London. You got a pair of dynamic running backs. Bijan Robinson is a guy that right now he is a live, active body. So, yes, it'd be an upgrade. I don't know if he's your franchise quarterback. But, again, Kirk Cousins has always been pretty good. Pretty good to solid and sometimes occasionally great. But, again, you got to know what you're getting into with him.
Is there anywhere that Kirk can go that you guys feel like they will become true contenders for the Super Bowl? Where?
The Raiders.
Ooh.
You got Devontae Adams. You got guys playing hard. Look, if I am Antonio Pierce and I want to make this a long-term gig, you better get yourself a quarterback. I've seen more bad quarterback sync coaches than anything else. Most good coaches who have good runs have good quarterback play. It's not just a coincidence.
That's true.
That's a great fit. I haven't heard that one. I like that one, especially with Aiden O'Connell being a backup for him for a couple years maybe and learning through osmosis like, you know, the Alex Smiths and the Aaron Rodgers with Brett Favre deal. I think it's huge. Mahomes with Alex. That'd be huge. I don't know if they can make it happen, but I would definitely go after that if I was AP. In the Raiders with Devontae, seems like he's untradeable at this point from what I've been hearing. I would love to see Kirk Cousins in a Vegas uniform for 2 years. I also like Denver, though, with Sean Payton. If they can get those receivers on the same, you know, track and on the same page and keep those guys. I don't know what's the deal with Judy and all those prima donnas.
I keep hearing Sean Payton loves Bo Nix. I've read that a few places.
But would you think Sean Payton's going to start a rookie?
Might have to.
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe he really likes Bo Nix, though. I mean, he must see some Drew Brees in him. And I kind of see it. I actually kind of see some similarities there. So,
yeah. Go ahead, Smitty.
No, I was saying interesting. I said we shall see. I really have no idea what Sean Payton is thinking or what the Denver Broncos are like, what direction they're going in. You know, like I said, I thought Russ actually played, you know, decent. He wasn't great, but he was decent last year. So I'm pretty curious to know what direction he wants to go in. And yeah, him giving a Bo Nix would be interesting move, man, to say the least. So
yeah, I don't know about that, but we'll see. There's a lot of free agency out there that I don't know about. Cowboys, they're going to have to restructure Dak or re-sign Dak. I wouldn't give him a squirt of piss, but they're going to give him big money. He's losing his left tackle, Tyron Smith, a local Moreno Valley USC guy. Steve, I hear the Patriots might try to take him. Patriots have no offense, weapons, quarterback, etc. Left tackle sounds great, but who's he protecting? What is he there for? I think Tyron needs to go win a championship somewhere. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where these guys all fall in and move. But Rich Eisen does not like Daniel Jones and the Giants. And
he's a Jet fan, so I mean, whatever. If I'm Daniel Jones, the last guy I'm worried about is any reporter. You better rebuild your career and have a better season.
Hey, Steve, not because you're Asian, but you are a numbers cruncher. What is $30 million in salary cap?
That dude, I don't know. Look, you better get someone that follows this shit. I don't know. I don't know why that's way beyond me. I don't care about that shit. I'll be honest.
I still think you're going to be in the same position. It's just raising everything up. You still got to pay the quarterback. Now you're just going to pay the quarterback more money.
Well, look, to get a decent quarterback, the sticker price is at least 30, and sometimes over 40, creeping into 50. I saw something where Dak Prescott, his new contract may be worth 45 to 50, and I'm thinking, oh God, really? Talk about a money pit, because I think you've already capped out with Dak. You've already reached your ceiling with Dak, and I'm thinking you're going to give him a raise after that play. Go ahead, Jerry. Good luck with that.
Steve, if I was Aaron Rodgers, I would be doing everything besides hobble on my Achilles to get Tyron Smith in New York.
Yes, I think that offensive line was bad. What happened with Aaron Rodgers in the fourth play was going to happen eventually. It just was sooner rather than later. If Aaron Rodgers still wants to play football for a couple more years, coming into this draft, you've got to get at least one, if not two starters or foundational pieces up front. And if Tyron Smith is willing to play in New York, well, there's your anchor for the next 3 years. So you got to start there.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to see what's happening with Haney Garcia as we get down closer to what happens there, and all things boxing. Don't go anywhere else other than Steve Kim.
One last question, because it just came to my mind. Is Canelo running from Berlin, from the Mexican monster? Like, what's going on with that, man? Is he running from him?
I don't know if he's running from him. He's not exactly running to him, and I'm not so sure of anyone, regardless of who it is. If you're going to give him a multi-fight deal, upwards of $100 million, I don't see why you just tell Canelo, if you're not going to fight Benavidez in the course of this deal, it's off the table. I don't understand it. We give these certain fighters so much power, but we don't give them the responsibility of fighting guys. I don't mind the Munguia fight. I think that's going to be announced either today or tomorrow. Munguia, May 4th, Las Vegas. That's a good action fight. I don't want to see Berlanga. I don't think he's qualified. Both Charlos, to me, their expiration date as fighters has come and gone. Benavidez would be the fight that I think the overwhelming majority of the boxing fans and the casual fans would like to see. So my viewpoint is, hey, look, if we're going to guarantee you at least $35 million, you got to earn this money, or just go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm with that, man.
I agree. Follow. You still got 3 knockdown rule today?
Yeah, it came out. We filmed it yesterday. The great Jim Lampley joined us, and we talked about everything that took place. And then I'll be on Whitlock later today.
Tell him I said Stephen A. owns them, and we'll talk. We'll talk later. We'll have to get together soon. I might come down there. You got trainings again anytime soon?
Maybe next week. We're not sure yet.
All right, maybe Smitty can show up and actually tip the waitress.
No, never mind. I'm not going to say what I'm going to say.
All right, guys.
I'll talk to you next week. Later on.
Hopefully, Jamie has
everybody. Pound the like
button. Has a good mindset, and he treats
a member.
Good when he comes.
Hey, have you seen the AI shit that they're doing with rappers? They turn black rappers into white rappers, and I'm scared.
Yeah. I saw this online, man. It's pretty AI says something else, man. It's something else, man. It's kind of dope though. I ain't gonna lie. For the ladies in the chat, we got like 2 of them in here. Which one of these rappers turned white would you smash? Like the white version of them. Like, just drop the name in the chat based upon this AI and what you're seeing. Let us know which one of these.
Nadu more than Biggie.
Look at Kendrick Lamar.
That don't look like no damn Kendrick Lamar.
Now look at Dr. Dre. He chiseled. Look at cute. I seen this type of dude the other day.
LL look like a Russian mobster.
Oh!
Hey, you know what we should do? We should go through this. That looks like old boy from Pawn Stars. we should go through this and do our who they look like.
You said Pawn Stars.
Remember that movie, that show?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, the one kid died.
It's such a random thing. That's how it's funny as hell. I know what you're saying, though.
All right, we got 45 minutes alone, Smitty. We can take a break. No, pause, whatever the fuck.
Hey, quick question. Before you go to break, is your brother here or no? I don't know if he made it in or not.
He is here.
Jabron is here?
He'll be here in like 2 minutes, I think.
You think we can get him on the show for like a hot second? Maybe he can answer some questions if fans want to call back in?
Yeah. I'll just tell him he can take calls if he wants.
All right, bad. Okay. Let's do a quick break, man. I like Jabron better than I like you, personally, respectfully. It's being real.
You can't respectfully say something that's disrespectful, just contrary to belief.
If you lead with respectfully or end with respectfully,
no, it doesn't work that way.
Pure.
It doesn't work that way. Stop.
Look.
Hey, IG's hacked. Facebook's hacked. I'm getting text messages from people that say that like my shit is in their shit, like crazy Facebook shit. Maybe if you guys got Facebook or Instagram, you should probably check on your shit. It looks like the China weather balloon's hacking us as we speak.
You better check your damn Chase account and Bank of America account too.
I'm doing that right now.
Might be zeroed out in that mode.
We might be fucked. Shit's about to start. Shit's about to get real in the field.
See, listen, I know how to hustle, guy. You take out my money, I'll figure it out. I'll sell water to a well.
I got like more money.
Your account went up.
Hey, China weather balloon, keep doing it.
Send me 2 stacks right now. Apple Pay.
Hey, we'll take a break, and then maybe we'll take some phone calls. Bailey, drop a chat. I wish we could go live on Instagram. I could do it live, but we can't. It's hacked. The Chinese got us, and the Hamas.
Why you keep saying? Why you blaming everybody? We gonna be back, man. Don't you go nowhere, man. My favorite person, Jabrown, is pulling up. Bailey, take us away.
All right. Coach Chef JB is in the bar tending mode tonight. All right, I'm here in the Slapdick Cigar Lounge and studio, of course, and we got all these goodies, and I'm about to make a Paloma and show you the proper way to make one. Real grapefruit, a real lime, and we're going to get down and show you all these great things today. All right, first of all, we're going to take this lime. God damn, I'm legit, ain't I? Woo-hoo, look at that. I want to put a little bit on the rim, all right? And then you can dip it in this. Or if you don't like the gel, I'm not a huge fan. We're going to dip it in that. Now we got our rim. I got the legit Paloma cups and the whole deal. Take some ice, throw it in there. Now, to your drink of choice, or to your strength of choice, I'm gonna put the tequila in first. This is actually a nice, cheap, clean mixer tequila. Much cleaner than Hornitos, I found out. So, I'm heavy-handed as shit. So, I'm gonna put that in there. Gotta get you a squirt. Gotta get you a good old squirt, all right? And we're going to take a little lime. We're going to squeeze that lime in there. Bam. All right. We're going to take a little grapefruit. We're going to squeeze that real grapefruit in there. It's a real Paloma, by the way. You don't know about these Palomas. This is real deal. Then you're going to pop this squirt. Then we're going to stir it up. Damn. Woo! Bomb. Refreshing fire drink. Real Coach Chef JB. Paloma Day. Peace. Here we go. Out the oven. Just took it out, all that goodness. Put it on that skillet right there in the oven at the very end for about 4 minutes. Just to make sure it's thorough. It's about 139, which is a good medium. Slight medium rare on the side a little bit. So I'm sure we'll let it sit for about 10 minutes. We'll cut into it. Peace. All right, here we go. We're gonna cut that bitch open. Let's check it out. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. God damn, look at that. We want to cut where the bone's not, so let's see where the bone is. There we go. So now, we'll cut that off. That bit's open. This is, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at this. God damn. That is nice. Let me just tell you. I don't even have to hold it. It's so fucking moist and soft. This is barbecued, by the way, not smoked. This will cut your finger right off. Look at this. Whew. Coach Chef JB. Peace.
Oh, my fault. We back. That beat be having me going crazy. Bailey, he's a producer. He does everything. He makes the videos. He makes graphics. He puts the music underneath during the commercial break, man. Shout out to our producer, Bailey, man. That music be having me dum, 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 dum. We're going to start just playing that song throughout the show, just in random moments. Look at Jazzy Jazz. JB be moaning when he getting down in the kitchen. I know that food be good. Jazz is funny. He do be moaning on it. He eat the food and be like he just had an orgasm, man. But speaking of another OG, another legend, man, that's about to join us here soon, man. I think my OG, man, my favorite character on the show, Brown's about to join us, and he's about to take some calls, man. So make sure we got the number right there on the ticker below. Members, fans, start to call in right now because the one and only legend himself, JB's brother, Brown, is ready to join us. Bring him on the screen, Bailey, and clap it up. Let's bring it on, Brown. What's going on, OG? How you doing?
Instagram got hacked.
I saw that, man. Do you have any insight on how it got hacked or what's going down?
Fucked up my AEs.
Oh, so you get your girls through DMs, huh?
Yeah. They hit me up. I hit them up. You know, I use JB's shit though.
Oh, you using his shit to get the girl for your shit. Oh, somebody's calling, Brown. The fans are calling in to talk to you, man.
To me?
For you. Go ahead and answer it.
Who gonna? You guys gonna answer it?
You answer that thing.
Go ahead, Smitty. You got it.
Yo. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Who is it?
Man, it's your boy FA, man.
FA just called in, man. Brown, man. Listen, hey, you got a question for Brown, FA?
Oh, this the cat that be talking that shit. Let's go. Let's hear what he got to say.
Yeah. You know who it is. I got a great question for you, Brown. Would you rather have a woman that's very beautiful with an ugly personality, or a woman that's very ugly with a beautiful personality?
Ooh, that's a good question, Brown. What you thinking?
It's really simple question, a very simple answer to a very simple question. I thought you would come with more heat than that. So to me, you're a little bit on the mid side, but it's also you're a Midwest guy. I think Detroit or whatever. So having said that, it's real simple. I want the ass, the hips, the titties, because it's going to be a, short, fat, skinny, tall. I hit it all scenario. This going to be a real quick 1, 2, 3 P's on Streets Oaks, and then you out. I'm not sitting here, Ryan, trying to sit and wine and dine you in my bed with your feet out. Get the fuck out of here. Hell nah. Quick, bomb, bad bitch. I don't care how nasty and devilish she is on the inside, as long as she got that wop wop.
Appreciate you, FA, man. We got another caller calling in, man. Go ahead and answer it for us, man. What's going on? Who's calling in right now?
It's your boy, TJ Riddell, University of Texas fan. How y'all doing?
We doing good, TJ, man. Thanks for calling in, man. What question do you have for Brown right now?
All right, Brown. I got to ask you this question because I shared it on the Instagram. I just found out that y'all are hacked. But what's your thoughts on Barry Odom riding bulls for his program, like trying to fundraise his program?
All right, I saw that shit. Coach JB sent that to me. Listen, I like Barry. I know Coach knows Barry well. Here's the issue. That was a slapdick move. Slapdick move. I don't know if anyone in this chat has seen what this person is talking about, but Barry Odom, the head coach of UNL fucking V, got onto a horse in a bull riding competition, got onto a bull, and the bull concussed him something fierce. And it looked very dangerous. Like, I thought the motherfucker died. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen
I
it,
agree.
if you guys haven't seen it, you should look into it. It's not pretty sight, but we'll show it if our main man and behind the scenes can figure it out.
Yeah, I got to be honest, Brown. I saw that this morning, and first of all, I didn't think that it was wise of Barry Odom to get on a bull. Anyway, I've ridden bulls before. It takes a lot out of you, and it's not fun. I've been stepped on plenty of times, so it's not fun.
Yeah. Good point.
Man. That's no, we appreciate that question, man. I gotta ask you, Brown. I know you're a wild boy, especially growing up. Have you ever rode a bull?
I have rode a bull. So I took, look at this Barry Elder. It's the head coach of UNLV.
Oh, shit. Oh, bro. He's cold-blooded, knocked out, man. But we got another caller. I just heard the phone ring, man. What's going on? Who is it?
How's it going? We're here with Connor right here, Alabama fan. I had a question for Brown regarding Ryan Grubb and him leaving Alabama so early. Is that setting a bad precedent for the Tide?
I think it does because you got a new coach, and the new coach is supposed to retain talent. I think he's letting talent go, and I think it's showing that this is just a mercenary business all across the landscape. If Alabama can't keep their players, who else can? This is just a bad precedent, in my opinion, for the Tide, and this is why I have them under 9 wins this year.
Ooh,
appreciate it.
9 wins. That's a big deal, man. But now we got another caller who just called in. Who we got?
Yo, Smitty, it's your boy Big A. I'm back. You know what I mean? I had a little would you rather question for both of y'all.
Ooh, talk to us. Talk to us.
Would you rather walk in on your parents having sex or have them walk in on you?
Ooh, talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. God. Woo. I'm going to go first real quick, Brown. Let's be real. I feel like most kids at some point or at one point or another has walked in, unfortunately, on their parents doing something. I know a lot of the people I just spoke with. I know I've had my little experience. You just real quick and you turn and you move on and you're good from it. So I'm going to say I'd rather that happen only because it's a common thing that already happens anyway. It's something about my parents seeing how I get down. Like I want my parents to still see that angel in me and that good side in me. But Jabron, what you think?
We're gonna take a new caller, but I could care less. I was luckily and fortunate to basically grow up in a single parent home, so I didn't have to see that. So my dad was just smashing what you call thoughts.
Okay.
All right.
Another caller, man. What's going on, man? It's your boy Big Smitty and Jabron. Who we got?
What's going on? It's with Ben from New Jersey. What do you guys think about Saquon Barkley heading to Philly?
I got to be honest. It sounds like the same motherfuckers called 4 times straight, but they're all from different area codes, so it's crazy. They all sound the same. White people shit. Say it again. Barkley getting let go. I don't know. I think it's kind of a telltale sign. Maybe that is what they wanted to see if they can move Daniel Jones. I don't know what's going on there, but
no. He asked about Barkley going to the Eagles,
Barkley,
right?
You know, he's from Penn State. Yeah, he's from Penn State. What do you think about him heading back to Philly?
But they already got my man. They just got from Detroit, who I thought had a hell of a year.
Swift.
They kind of.
Swift's free too. Swift's out.
He's out. Oh, interesting. Well, if that's the case, I didn't know that. That wouldn't be a bad move, man. Saquon going there. The Eagles still a really good team. Obviously, last year, you know, they ended the year off bad and it was a weird season, but they still won a lot of games. Putting him in tandem with Jalen Hurts, like you said, kind of back home as well. Think that could be a very powerful duo there.
The offense gets stagnant so quick. The offense gets stagnant so quick. You know, a dual running back like Barkley might be a good solution for them. Thanks for the call, guys.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. We got another one?
Not right now.
Okay, I'm about to say, Jabron, they love you, Jabron. They calling in back to back.
And they know Jabron. They asked for Jabron. That's crazy.
They know who. I told you, man. Like I don't know why you think you a fan favorite on here, man. They love seeing you bounce. They love seeing you bounce around when you come on the show.
You could do our own show.
That could. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Like, don't tell your brother, but I fuck with you more than I fuck with JB.
I figured that. That's why I think you that type of cat that'll holler at your homeboy's girl and shit.
I wouldn't do that, man. I wouldn't do that, man.
Blood thicker than water, Smitty. I can't leave my blood is thicker than water. You got your boy FA. I got JB. See what I'm saying?
You the one who just offered the fact that we do a side show.
The test. That's how we do it out here in LA. We test the cats from the off-brand cities.
I was testing you too, man. I was testing you at the same time. Test the tester. I flipped it back on you, man. Real quick, the people want to know, where do you work at?
I work in the mud. I work for the city and the counties. I go do the streets. I pave the streets. I put in the underground plumbing. We do all that stuff.
How much money do you make annually?
A couple hundred more than most people. And Lucy says she wants the number to call in.
Put the number on the ticker, y'all, so Lucy can call in right now. Lucy wants to call in. Put the number back on the ticker. There you go. Lucy, call in 213-721-5528. We're taking a few more calls. If y'all want to talk to Jabrown right now, this is the number that you got to call, man. The greatest show on planet Earth, ERF. We take some more calls, man. Who's next? Who's calling in next? It's scared of you, Jabrown.
I mean, it is what it is.
I see people in the chat going crazy. Jazzy over here hollering at some dude. Talking
about something that we can stick up that has the number just on it, like right on the thing right here. We can't do that.
I don't know, Jabrown.
Oh yeah, I like that. Uh-oh, California.
Yo, who we got on the line?
Jabrown. Jay Smitty.
Hold on, who is this?
McCoy.
Oh, McCoy. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, guys? I'm just calling in to see what the Patriots should do with the number 3 pick.
Jabrown, what you think?
QB. Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
All right.
Gotta find your next Tom Brady.
Do we bring in a free agent as well?
Yeah, I would. I would try to get somebody like Zach Wilson, maybe the Mormon MILF hunter.
Okay.
Somebody that has a little bit of experience, has played a little bit, not enough yet, but played a little bit to at least be a serviceable guy and go get you a franchise guy. I think they can go find a few of those guys. Also, you got Foles out there now, or not Foles.
Go get a Cooper Rush or somebody like that.
Flacco, sorry. So you got a few other older guys out there too that's available. So we'll see.
For sure, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for calling in. We appreciate you, my guy. Loyal, long-time member, Jabrown. I don't know if you know him or not, but he's been rocking with the show for a long time, man. Calling in. We appreciate that, man. Couple more callers. Who gonna call in before Jabrown got to clap back in soon and handle his business? There we go. Another caller just called in. Who we got on the line right now?
Hey, Jabrown, Smitty, it's Lucy. How are you doing?
Oh,
good.
Voice. Here's the voice.
Talk to her. What you got, Lucy?
Okay, I will make this brief. I'm working, but just wanted to pop in, say hi. And I have my own NFL Combine scouting report. So I'm really interested in Jabrown's take on Sam Hartman, the hair. Do we love it? Do we hate it? Where are we?
Did JB hip you to Sam Hartman? Because it seems since he's mentioned him, you have been on this Sam Hartman and this hair thing, similar to Cliff Kingsbury from what I remember.
Actually, Cheer Chris put us on to the awesomeness that is Sam Hartman. So how are we feeling? Where's he going?
But before Jabrown answers this, Lucy, I got to get some clarity. When you say awesomeness, are we talking about on the field or are we talking about off the field?
On and off.
Jabrown, thoughts?
The women don't care about their playing ability. They want to see them in their tight. I wish they thought. I bet you. All right, thanks, Lucy. Later.
Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.
I'll see you.
Hold on, one more call. Let's see.
Yo. Who we got on the line right now?
We got Steve from Muncie, Indiana.
Muncie, Indiana. Hold on. Muncie. I'm back in Ball State. Where my helmet at? Yes, sir, baby. We back in Muncie. What's going on, baby? What's on your mind? Talk to us.
I got a question, man. I'm wondering why you guys don't talk baseball.
Why don't we talk baseball? We got a baseball player on here every single week.
You cut out. I can't hear anything he's saying. What'd he say? Baseball or hockey?
I thought he said baseball.
Oh, hockey. Hockey is too white for Smitty. We have a racist show. Number one. Number two, baseball is too black for Smitty. So we're kind of in a torn situation, but we're gonna get to it. I don't know if you watch the show on Wednesdays, but Keynan Middleton, St. Louis Cardinal pitcher, is on every Wednesday. So we do. We will have some
NASCAR too, bro.
So we ain't never talking NASCAR ever. Don't ever mention that ever. Now
we talk NASCAR. We had some NFL legends on to talk NASCAR with you. So
we did, but that's gonna be very rare. That's the whitest of white sports.
Hey, I gotta get to work, man. I gotta drive all the way to Red Hook.
You gotta go, but don't be telling my fans what we gonna do on this show. This is me and your brother's show. You don't run shit here. I don't run shit here.
Another call. You want to take one more?
Last call before you go. Yo, what's going on? Last call. Make it a good one. Who we got?
What up? This Malik from Colorado. I really just wanted Brown to tell his brother that the Anthony Richardson slander needs to stop today and understand that he's going to dethrone the Chiefs going forward these next few years. That's all I wanted to say.
Malik, you're one of my favorite people now. I hope you're a member. If you're not a member, become one right now. You are my guy. You're my brother. Brown, what's your response to that?
Someone right now.
Hey, Malik, I'm not mad. I hope he dethrones the Queendom fan base. Shit. But AR5 is hot garbage. We got one more caller, Smitty.
I'm good. You the one that got to go to work. But what's going on, my guy or my gal? Who we got on the line?
Hey, what's up, man? It's JC. How y'all doing?
We doing good, JC. Talk to us. What's on your mind?
Hey, man, not much. Hey, look, I'm a driver. I'm a truck driver. I'm driving across this country, man. Just wanted to tell you guys I appreciate. I used to listen to you guys Monday through Friday, so I appreciate y'all, man. That's all I want to say.
Much love.
Man. Be safe out on those roads. Make sure you got like a nice Lunchable bag of chips or drink with you. Stay alert. If you get tired, pull over, take a nap, my brother.
Hey, you're a truck driver. We got a lot of truck driver fan bases. We're considering doing a radio app called AMP on Amazon. If we did it, would you download it?
Oh, I'm in it.
All right, appreciate you, brother. Be safe out there.
Be safe.
All right.
Appreciate you. Brown, you seem to have a lot of insight on what me and your brother's trying to do with the show and direction and apps and all that.
All right, y'all, peace.
Yeah, go ahead and get off the show, man, because he got a lot going on, man. I want to bring up our famous segment, which is called Hell Yeah or Hell No, man. Hell Yeah, Hell No, brought to you by Prize Picks, man. It's almost time for March Madness. It's NBA season. It's spring training in baseball. My man mentioned hockey. Hockey's right here. Hockey's going on right now, too. It's fights everywhere, man. And make sure you use Prize Picks to make all your sports gambling, all your needs, all your bets, and everything in between, man. It's here soon. About to get Coach JB right back on the show and do a little hell yeah or hell no. Shout out to everybody who called in. Coach JB, man, I don't know where you been at, man. Your brother came on here and killed it. Had a phenomenal segment, man. Everybody joined in, called in. Great conversations, great just participants. Lucy asked about Sam Hartman and his looks and his hair, and my main man just called in and just kept it real about AR5 dethroning your Chiefs.
I heard Lucy called in.
Yeah, Lucy called in asking about Sam Hartman or something.
Lucy doesn't care about the play. Lucy wants these guys. Lucy wants Cliff Kingsbury to coach Sam Hartman, and then she wants fucking Mike McDaniel to be on the sideline vaping. Like, that's all Lucy care about?
That's like her fantasy, ain't it? It's like
Lucy wants the baseball pants worn on the football players.
And then she want Sean McVay to be the GM of that team.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they want. Look at Ron trying to shoot his shot. Lucy's voice is sweet.
Ron is in the basement looking like motherfucker straight out of Silence of the Lambs right now as we speak. He's over there sharpening the knives and shit. He got fucking girls' clothes on with a deer hunter and a moose knuckle.
He got a picture of Lucy now on his wall, just like sharpening his knife, staring at her and shit. And he keeps repeating the same fucking sentence.
We got a lot of women lately, though.
Lucy's voice is sweet. Yeah, Kelsey been showing love, man. Kelsey showing love. Got her boyfriend there. Baby girl, she been loyal since day one. She's a thug. She's a gangster. She from the East Coast. She wear her Timbs one day, wear the heels the next one. You don't know what the cops don't know when to break in. She doing hair. She's selling drugs. She doing everything in the same household. Shout out to baby girl NYC. But it is hell yeah or hell no, JB. I gotta ask you this: hell yeah or hell no? Sam Hartman will be the best quarterback in this draft moving forward in the NFL. Hell yeah, hell no.
It's funny, not at first, but in longevity of things, he will be, because he probably won't start right out the gate. He'll be a guy like O'Connell. He's gonna get in, play a little bit, and then he'll be a journeyman. He'll be a Fitzpatrick. He'll be a Foles. He'll be a Flacco. He doesn't have overwhelming skill set, but I believe that the hair that Lucy wants to call him, I believe that will allow him to have a long career. Will he be great? I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think he'll be a long-lived journeyman. A Minshew, guys like that.
So he'll be the GOAT of longevity, GOAT of mediocrity.
I would venture. I'm looking at the draft, and I'm thinking of the QBs in it. I would say that he plays longer than anyone else in the draft. This class.
Longer than Caleb?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, JB. It might be a little bit of a what you call a reach.
Not really.
Because Caleb's going to get so many opportunities because of being number one pick. Even if he lays an egg, they're going to keep getting them chances. You know how the game goes.
Look at Kyler Murray is on his already over the hump as far as injuries go. Like, he's over the hump. He gets another big injury, we're going to be talking about him like we are close to start talking about Burrow.
Kyler came back last year and was looking pretty solid too. You know that, right?
I didn't think so, but yeah,
you know that, right? You did watch the tape, right? Hell yeah, hell no. Sam Hartman will cut his hair within the next 5 years.
I'm gonna say hell yeah.
I agree.
I could see buzz cuts it or something crazy.
You know, white dudes, like, they always have the long hair when they come into the league when they're young. And it's something about them maturing or whatever. Part of that maturation process is cutting the hair down low. Everyone's going to trip out. Some people are going to actually like it, going to like the buzz cut. Some people like Lucy's are going to kind of miss the long hair, but she's going to understand the progression. I actually agree with you. I think he's going to get his hair cut. Hell yeah, hell no. J.J. McCarthy will be drafted in the first round.
Probably hell yeah, but I don't see why, and I don't see the hype. Sorry, Brian Case. I don't see it. I do not see it. I saw him throwing pro day. Pro days, I don't really hold a lot of weight in pro day throwing, but having said that, I have never been a fan. I don't see what the hype's about, and he can throw a fastball 60 miles an hour against a wall. Yay. So could I. Right now. So I'm just saying, I don't see it. I don't see the hype on J.J. McCarthy. I think he's average as shit.
Okay.
I like that, Zach. Hell yeah, hell no. A live golfer wins the Masters. I say hell yeah. A live golfer wins the Masters. DJ, Koepka, Rahm. There's too many good players on the live. The live has the best players, the biggest names, period.
So just for clarity, for the Masters, like, don't matter if you're in live or PGA, you can participate now.
If you've won a Masters before or played, if you've ranked high enough, you automatically get into it. Not all players are invited.
Right, but I'm saying, like, even if you're in live now, like, they don't give a fuck. You can still.
Yeah, they finally opened that up last year.
Got you. Okay. Well, hell yeah, and I'm gonna lean on your expertise. I'm still trying to learn and figure out the ropes. Next time there's a big time live like it's on, like it's streaming somewhere, just shoot me a text and I'll just try to tune in so I can get my knowledge more.
Yeah, go watch your boy Pat this week. They're in Hong Kong.
Well, we probably wake up at fucking 1 a.m. to watch that.
They're all over the world right now. Shit, it was like that in Saudi.
Damn, they in Saudi. I wonder what the food like over there. What's up, Monte? How you doing, Monte Davis?
He said there's a steakhouse in Saudi that's good. Everything else is absolute ass.
Damn.
Tastes like badussy.
Hot Cheetos or nothing.
You gotta smile. You gotta smile like it's fucking 5-course meal over there, or they may just fucking Hamas may behead your ass. Hey, so let's go through. Let's get through.
You're a crazy dude right here, man.
This is why we can't grow because of you.
You a crazy dude.
Let's get into all Smitty. Smitty wants to talk about the show grown because of him. Well, I think it's stopped because of him. So let's get into
same. Hey, you never know. Same thing.
Hey, look at Alan, the world going crazy because Instagram and Facebook down. Laughing my motherfucking ass off is correct, Alan. You know why? This is what I would do if I was the president. I would shut down social media out of nowhere and just say it was hacked. Shut it down. Get the world back to being fucking legitimate. I want to go out today. I say we shut down Twitter too, just for like a day. Let's do it for a day and let's go shopping and let's hook up at the mall and see. I bet you don't have any shootings, fights. I bet you motherfuckers would be like, damn, who's that? A human? Oh, shit, that's a real female. I should go holler at her. Maybe I could see that she's not fake and what you call a fish cat or whatever you guys say.
Catfish.
I would call that shit out all day long.
Dudes don't even know how to talk to ladies no more, bro. They really don't.
They don't either because girls think the guys are texting them and all that shit, man. Like, come on, man.
Hi, my name is Ron. I am
a deer hunter who fights moose knuckles off all day. Like, that's what I'm saying.
What's your name? I just got a message from work from my manager. They talked to someone at Meta, which is obviously Facebook. Yeah, they said it. They said all Meta platforms are down. They'll let us know once we get an update. WhatsApp is still working. WhatsApp's the only product of like a Facebook Meta that's still working because they want to communicate with the people over there.
Why is WhatsApp working? Guess who runs that?
Who?
The fucking that's a foreign based app. That's an app overseas. WhatsApp is ran by I think Chinese, ain't it?
But it's still owned. It's still underneath Meta though. It's Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. They all.
Yeah, I don't think Meta has a full clause in the WhatsApp like it does Facebook, and I don't think what's name owns them.
Okay, so it's all together, but it ain't the same.
They may have be a subsidiary or some shit, but I think WhatsApp's its own thing. It's a foreign app.
Oh, entity underneath the. Okay, got you.
I don't know what you're doing with your hands, but it's pause. It's whatever you call sus. You call sus.
I just talk with my body. I'm a body language person.
You know what I mean? Top of the world, bottom of the barrel.
We can end the show that way, man. Might as well go ahead and do that, man.
You seem too enthused, like you just like oh whatever. Fuck.
Nah, man. You know the bottom of the barrel. It be tough on your boy. What we doing? A movie edition?
Shit. I got some black people shit.
Hell yeah, hell no. JB, would you actually go to this event if it was in LA?
Hold up though. Hold the fuck up.
And they playing full court.
Hold up though. I want to pause it right here. These motherfuckers act like they're at the Laker game like they're Jack Nicholson or somebody. Why are these cats thinking they really at a fucking... Why is this motherfucker on the court like he is Jack Nicholson, homie? Like he motherfucker... he LeBron at the Summer League. What the fuck?
Hey, the play-by-play. Here we are live at the Stripper Bowl here. And courtside, we have two legends here. We have DeRangelo Jones and D'Anthony Smith here live sitting courtside. Get the camera on them.
What they playing on, though?
That's that field turf. They put on that good court.
But it's like super long but skinny. So she said.
Good ball movement, though. Good ball movement. Oh, she almost dunked on her.
Look how bad they are, homie.
Ooh, good finish. I'm not opposed to it.
That's why you got to lower the rim in the WNBA.
JB will always find a way to like bring shit. We'll be like, we'll be doing good. We'll be rolling. We'll be doing good. and he'll just say some shit out of nowhere.
What do you think the stench out there on the court smells like?
You already, but see exactly what it smells like.
The stench has to be all time high.
Like must. Bathroom.
It's all time.
But they got some food around the corner too. It's a mixture of barbecue rib tips and macaroni and must at the same time.
It's black people shit. So you got mac and cheese out there. You got fucking ribs being cooked. You got some wings.
Yeah.
You got mac and cheese.
You got all the Fantas. You got orange Fanta, grape Fanta.
You got
crust, orange crust.
Catfish.
Yep, catfish platter in the white little box. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got that fucking Badussy just stench hit you when you walk out on the court. And oh boy's right on the front court like he fucking at the Laker game.
Hey, my boy like this. Hey, JV, he got the shades on. Like he showing people like, hey, we doing it.
Oh,
that boy spent $25 to get a feel on the floor.
All right, top of the world, bottom of the barrel. I got to straight dive into it. We're doing some movies takes. Our top 5 movies. Now listen, be clear here. This is non-comic, no comedians, no comedies, no comedic movies, none of that. And there's no series or any of that. And this is strictly no sports or comedy. No sports, no comedy. All right? No sports, no comedy, because we're going to do our top sports and comedy later. They're separate genres. This is straight up brass tacks, our top 5 movies and the bottom 5 movies or most overrated movies.
Who's going first?
You up.
We doing bottom of the barrel?
We'll go bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel, man. Number 5, I got Bad Boys 3. One of the worst movies I've seen in a long time. And I love the Bad Boys franchise. The first 2 were amazing. The third one was horrible. They're making a 4th one right now. Hopefully they can bounce back and finish on a strong end. Number 4, I got Norbit. It's probably one of Eddie Murphy's only poor movies, I would say.
Time out. Smitty is a self-afflicting racist. He is what did he call it? Reverse racism?
I'm just real, though, whether it's black, white, orange, or blue.
He down all the black movies.
So Norbit is number 4. Number 3, I got...
Is Soul Plane next?
Huh?
Is Soul
I
Plane
like
next?
Soul Plane. Number 3, I got Gotti with John Travolta. I know we my man mentioned it yesterday. Gotti's so bad. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even finish watching the movie. I just tried to watch it like within the last year, and I just had to turn it off. It's that bad. It's horrible. Number 2, and this is kind of the reverse racism part. All the black movies in the black section of Netflix, they're all bad. And then number 1, Titanic. Titanic is the most overrated, worst movie ever. It's super long. I don't feel like watching that shit. I know Titanic really happened in real life. The way they portray certain shit, there's no way that really happened. There's no way. First of all, you could have helped Buddy. You could have helped Buddy get on the float device. You let the buddy drown. You got motherfuckers playing the instrument, the violin, as the boat is sinking. Nobody's trying to get saved. It just didn't make sense. It's super long. It takes you 3 days, take you 72 hours to fucking watch the movie. Motherfuckers then drove from Indy and LA and back before the movie's over. Super overrated. I would never watch Titanic ever again. That's my bottom of the barrel list.
Hey, I got Truth or Dare. We got to start playing Truth or Dare because we're going to start showing our DMs and we're going to play Truth or Dare. Truth or Dare. I took a stripper bitch to see Titanic. I took a black stripper bitch to see Titanic and ass. But listen, this is the crazy part. We thought it was like a fucking action, sink the boat, like some shit. It's a 3-hour love movie, homie. I had Truth or Dare. That's a Truth or Dare nobody knows right there. I was like, 18, 19, 21. I don't know when it was. But, dog, I took a stripper broad to see the Titanic because we thought it was action-packed. This bitch started crying.
Well, that probably worked for you after the movie, I would assume. She was emotional. She was in love.
That's what ruined it.
She didn't want to get down.
Nah, she went from stripper to fucking, fucking Beverly Hills fucking model bitch. Like, bitch, please. I got you for $6 in a box of wings at fucking Tootie. Anyway, let's go. I met her at
bottom of the barrel real quick. We got to do top of the world.
I got to do my bottom of the barrel.
You do your bottom, then I'm going to go back and do my top. Then you do your top. Pause.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the barrel for JB. Number 5 comes in to me. I tried to watch it. It was a fucking horrific. I don't like doing all that animated, all that shit, but Avatar was fucking atrocious. I saw that with a broad too. I was just trying to get some head the whole time because it was fucking horrific movie. I thought it was the most overrated. It was so fucking dumb. I still don't understand what it is. I still don't get Avatar. To this day, I still don't get Avatar. Number 4, contrary to belief in Jeff Nadu's popular opinion, The Irishman.
Jeff ain't gonna like that. It's complete opposite of what he said.
I thought The Irishman was shit. I know about some of that type of shit, and I thought it was fucking too long. It was way too long of a movie. It was longer than Titanic. Like, that motherfucker was long as shit, and I was like, God damn, they got too many fucking stars in this movie to be this shitty. So I got The Irishman as being an overrated movie. Number 3, I got another mob movie, Scarface.
Ooh.
Scarface is over fucking rated as shit. I got to be honest. I love Al Pacino. I love his role and all that. But, dog, the movie was, if you really watched that movie, it was fucking atrocious. And it should have been way better with the cast. And I think it was before its time. They probably, if they made it now, it'd be a lot better. I don't like Scarface. I wasn't a Scarface guy. Like, I don't put Scarface in the top. A lot of, like, Godfather, it's not even close. Number 2, The Dark Knight. The Batman movie, The Dark Knight that came out.
JB, stop.
Horrific.
Stop. That's an all-time great. Stop.
No, it's not. God, The Dark Knight, you know what I'm talking about? It ain't
The Dark Knight is with Joker, or is it with Bane?
It was the shitty-ass one.
They both fucking ain't neither one on shit.
All right. It was horrible. And number 1, if you've never seen this movie, it is almost, listen, it's one of the dumbest fucking movies I've ever seen. I actually used to like this actor, and I almost didn't like the actor no more. Shutter Island.
Ooh, I never watched. I know the movie. I never watched it though.
Go watch Shutter Island. Please do me a favor and watch
tonight. Watch tonight.
Now, Robin Williams made a movie that I was on a plane, and I was on a 6-hour flight, and they put it on. It was called Patch. It could be one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen, too, but Robin Williams, legend, R.I.P. I didn't put him on there. I'm being a nice guy. All right, top of the world. You got 1 minute to get through both of them.
Top of the world, get through both of them. All right, real quick. Top of the motherfucking world. Number 5, I got I Am Legend. Legendary movie with Will Smith. Number 4, I got Man on Fire with Denzel. Legendary movie. Number 3, I got John Wick, the whole entire series. It's just fighting and kicking ass the whole movie. It's like 10 words. I like it like that. Pause.
Best movie?
Number 2, Law Abiding Citizen. I like that a lot. You got my man from 300. You got Jamie Foxx. Number 1, Denzel again, Training Day. That's my movie list. Top of the world. JB, go.
See, we see Smitty. Smitty racist, number 1. Number 2, he got one white movie on there, John Wick. And the dude from
Law Abiding Citizen is my boy from 300.
Yeah, but it's Jamie Foxx, though. It's all black. Your whole list is black. I Am Legend, John Wick series. It's the only one that has a white leading role guy. Law Abiding Citizen.
Gerard Butler, I think, is the dude name from he's the leading.
Gerard Butler, but he's not the star.
He is a star. Jamie Foxx is the co-star.
Jamie Foxx is the star.
Crazy.
By the way,
seen the movie before.
Wait till we do comedian movie. I don't do comedy movies. Anyway, I think your list is horrific. Let's go to my list. You
got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds.
Top of the world. Best movies of all time. Non-sports, non-comedy. Heat. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, loaded lineup. Val Kilmer. Heat. If you haven't seen Heat, you're just too young. You don't understand it.
Never seen it.
It's like Smitty don't understand. Heat is unbelievable. Number 4, Silence of the Lambs. If it's not on your list, then you should go castrate yourself. Number 3, Shawshank Redemption. If you've never seen it, then you're just a fool. You don't know better. Number 2, The Usual Suspects. Oh, you don't know nothing about it. And number 1, Full Metal Jacket. If you don't know nothing about it, you just don't know about it. My list is much, much, much better than Smitty's list.
I'm gonna be right. I ain't seen none of the movies on your list.
All white list, by the way. All white list. I don't even know there's a brother on any of the. Oh yeah, the brother on Heat got killed.
I haven't seen any movies on your list. Now, the Shawshank Redemption, all my coaches, like football coaches, always use that movie as a reference. We had pictures in the fucking in the locker room and shit. That scene, I think the dude is look at keep your blinders on, keep your blinders. You know what I'm talking. So like, there's certain scenes, but I ain't seen no movie on your list. I can't really respond to any of it.
Many haven't seen goddamn one of those. Holy shit. We're going to do a movie night. We just watch all 5 of my top 5 movies in the theater one day, and we watch all 5 like a 20-hour day.
You can do that, but we need some like tacos. We need some people serving food and drinks. I ain't going to just be me and you chilling by ourselves watching the fucking movies all day.
Motherfucker demands a lot, boy. I got a bad back for carrying this, too. That's really what it is.
Some burgers or something, barbecue burgers, some hot dogs, some fucking freedom, some Lays or something.
Smitty, Jason Kelsey retired. The Patriots are pursuing Tyron Smith. The Houston Texans are going after Hassan Reddick. And Sean Strickland called out Ryan Garcia. I reached out to Sean Strickland, trying to get him on the show. He's a local boy right here from Corona, California. The Raiders have inquired about trading up picks 5, 6, and 7. So it must be looking for a QB. We're going to dive into that tomorrow. The Steelers will not attempt to sign a veteran quarterback, including Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield, or Russell Wilson. And Kirk Cousins says he's ready to move the family to Atlanta. We're going to dive into that tomorrow as well. Trey Lance could be a possible solution to the Vikings. Rich Eisen reported. I thought Rich Eisen was the worst reporting job Rich Eisen's ever made in his career. And I got to show you tomorrow, Nick Swartzen, who's the comedian actor. He was removed from stage live, and his show was canceled because he was too drunk to perform. Yet the crowd wanted him out there. It was funny as shit. I would love to see it. And then some shitbirds vandalized the new Clippers arena in Inglewood and filmed it live on TikTok. Can't wait to show you that.
Live. I was right there watching.
You were right there by him and allowed it. You coach it or allow it. And Russell Westbrook, surgery on his hand, missing up to the playoffs. The Clippers are 5-5 in their last 10. They did beat the Bucks last night. They beat the Bucks, right?
I believe they beat the Bucks. Let me look it up right now. See if they beat the Bucks.
They beat the Bucks last night, and then the first thing in the chat was Isaiah coming in telling me.
No, the Bucks beat them.
They came back?
The Bucks beat them by 7, 113-106. Paul George had 29. James Harden had 29. Dame had 41. And Bobby Portis had 28. No Giannis. No Giannis.
Clippers are done. Clippers are clipping right in front of our friend. The Clippers were up 20 points.
That's nothing in today's league, though. Was all the possessions and stuff that these guys get.
And the Lakers own the best team in the West, Oklahoma City. The Lakers beat them 3 times this year. They won the series.
I saw D'Lo got hot.
Yeah, the Bucks are hyped right now. Everybody's on the Bucks bandwagon and Doc Rivers. Shout out to Doc Rivers. I'm actually happy for Doc Rivers, even though the heat that he takes. I'm actually a Doc Rivers fan, but he is a choke artist, and that's just you got to get over the hump on that. So I'm gonna try to get Sean Strickland on the show very soon. Plus, we have some other big guests lined up as we get going in this second part of the season. The off season, we call it. Don't miss it. Pound that like, subscribe, become a new member if you're not one, and we will see you tomorrow for Work Boot Wednesday. Keynan Middleton, Big Matt McChesney, some other guests joining us as well. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Pound the like. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the yeah, it's a rap.